Recording.
There we go.
Alright. So, welcome everybody back to session 9 of Fate Eternal Wait. Last we left off, the party made their way to Clocktower and successfully managed to upgrade their servants significantly after just a quick round trip and a bunch of discussion. And finally, getting a bit of rest. Olga Marie passed out because of an overload in the in just using her magic circuits, and so Marvin rushed her to the infirmary, where she is being left with Ruler, while Marvin waits to meet with his contact. In the meantime, Katya and Ivan have elected to sit down and take a breather while Leon went for a walk to clear his head. Jay coming with him. And that's where we last left off. So, I'm going to take you all to what's it called? A new map. Welcome to the infirmary.
Hey.
Marvin, you stepped away for a bit to allow Ruler to just stick by Olga Marie. As you sit down on the plush cushions, in this, shockingly modern, still rustic-looking infirmary. Nobody is quite around. These infirmaries are big, and they are used quite often because of, well, a lot of reasons. But, in terms of, in terms of, busyness, it's basically empty at this point in time, which isn't too unusual, but still.
I mean, yeah.
As you oh yeah?
No, go ahead. As you.
Yeah. I was saying, as you just kind of sit there and wait. Cleos, standing to your side, kind of, asks you, so, do you think that Olga Marie is going to be alright?
Yeah, she should be alright. It's just a case of overusing her mana.
Kind of stay silent for a little bit. But then we'll, say, this contact of yours, I'm assuming it was the person you told me about. The person that you care about.
Mm-hmm. What you wanna know?
I was merely curious as to what kind of a person they were. But I suppose I'll find that out in time.
Yes, but what I can say is she sees for some reason the best in everything. She even saw the best in me and saved me from an horrible situation. Even to this day, she sees something in me I never understand.
Kind of nods and says, "Then I believe that she is worthy of your admiration, Master."
Yes.
After a bit, just waiting around, you see, walking through the door, a fairly, fairly tall, at the very least, on average, woman, around, I'd say 5'6", I believe, 172 centimeters. I might have the math wrong.
How many centimeters?
Haha, she's slightly
172.
shorter than me IRL.
Alright, yes.
Yeah, 5'6". Walking through, wearing a sort of brownish two-piece business suit with a confident, strong stride. Short, choppy, magenta hair. Always ready. Her right arm sways normally, but her left arm remains slack, as you are used to seeing her. Stepping through the door is, well, she kind of says with a warm smile, "It's good to see you again, Marvin."
Ooh, I love that art.
You see her kind of like look to her right, sees that man standing at the counter, and you see her kind of like walk up to you, slow down a bit, and basically just put her hand out for a handshake. You know that normally this is the part where she'd hug you, but she also very much keeps appearances up in front of everyone. Enforcers kind of have to. If they show any sort of emotional weakness, well, you can imagine what happens.
Marvin would stand up, take possession, and be like, "Greetings, Miss McRemitz.
And,
Been a long time."
the handshake is very much firm, very professional, but you feel a warmth in her expression. It has been too long. We should, well, if you're not too busy, we should catch up. I take it, kind of like looking over your shoulder, that over there is your associate for this mission.
Yes, this is my friend, Cleos.
Kind of like walks up, dwarfing Miss McRemitz, but kind of like hunching over, kind of in a polite manner, saying, "It's wonderful to meet you. I've heard many things from my supervisor," says with a question mark, and puts his, you actually do see that he puts his right arm out for the handshake, and Bazette kind of looks at him a bit awkwardly and says, "Sorry, if you would, the other hand." "Oh, right, my apologies." And puts out his right hand to shake hers.
And Helios, you can just say colleague or friend.
Very well. I suppose colleague works well. But if we're to discuss these sorts of matters later, perhaps in a different area.
Of course.
Bazette kind of like, nods and says, "You have a place in mind, Marvin?"
I presume our place is still there.
Yes, I suppose it would be. How many others are working with you?
Four and four. So 8 total.
It might be a tight squeeze, but I can show you to my offices, yes.
Marvin would whisper, "You sure you're ready to meet her again?"
She looks at you and says, and just kind of nods and says, "I've had quite some time to get ready. I'll be alright. Thank you for being concerned."
It's your choice. Should we get him? Well, that's probably a smart move. Most of them are new around here.
Yes, I'll get the office properly ready for you. You get your companions, and I'll see if I can brew some tea.
Please do.
And, wait, what did he say, sorry?
Please do.
Yeah. But that just kind of, nods, and,
Although,
heads out.
make also coffee for me.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't forget. And, she exits the doors. Also, yeah, Vorti, I did notice that this map was very big. I didn't have time to shrink it.
I mean, hey, the main association has a lot of money to have a 6-foot-long toilet.
Hey, at least Kleos won't. Hey, at least Kleos won't have any problem with it.
Yeah, exactly. Cleo's
Yeah.
That's damn.
But no, it's a pretty great map, and I understand having dimensions be accurate to the size is kind of rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice for them to have this, what is it, 15
Yeah, 15-foot long
feet
couch. Yeah.
couch?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this is roughly the size of disability toilets are anyway. So
Hey,
don't worry.
Nice and amazing.
Good for the inclusivity.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marvin would go to the others and be like, send them a message ahead of time. Guys, I hope you're still at the, library place?
Library, yeah.
Yeah, library. I'm coming to get you. There's someone I need you to meet.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Jay's phone is on vibrate.
Yeah. But yeah, so you'll need to give me a moment because I'm looking for something. But yeah, so sorry, give me a very quick moment. I'm just looking through shit.
7 foot wide and 6 foot long. Okay. That shit's
You know,
amazing.
yes.
That sounds like that sounds like good fucking sleep.
For real, right?
Yeah, like
real,
these,
for
like
real.
I
Why the
premium
fuck is that
hospital.
thing covered in blood? I just like.
I mean, it's the
Which
metro
one?
station.
I
Yeah,
like
it's-
turn like I get it, but like I just turn around and like I was like, oh, this is a great map. I just turn around and then just there's this. Oh, why the fuck can't I ping anything? There.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
The
I'm
necromancy
not gonna say
department.
that.
The necromancy department.
They need-
where do run experiments there.
Yeah,
They need
exactly.
to clean the rag somewhere.
Yeah. Sorry, give me a moment. I don't know why I've just like.
Take the time you need.
Take your time.
Don't worry about it.
You want me to pause recording real quick, or?
Yeah. Well, no, it's fine.
In the meantime, what's it called? Leon does get the message on his phone, I think. But he probably
Yeah.
like has it, in such a way that he, he forgot to, he just kind of forgets to look at it. Like he knows he got a notification, but he's like, probably the Discord server, and he just does.
No, it's not Discord. It's a text message group because Katya has a burner phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
All
Alright, found it. Alright. So. Yeah, these singles are bigger than a fucking average king size bed, yeah. So. I'm gonna bring you over here.
Boy.
Leon and Jay. You've been kind of like, walking along these halls, just like taking a breather, just kind of like walking in circles. You pass by some, hallways that very much, class is in session. Basically all times of the year. You see, well, really, both of you see like on the blackboards, like scrawlings of like advanced like history and arcane formulae that looks like some sort of like mathematical or physics formulae, but they basically don't make any sense to either of you.
Jay's keeping that noted down. Like, those dudes in the hallway who kind of sneak pictures of the professor notes in college?
Yeah.
Basically what Jay's doing with his phone. So he doesn't
Yeah.
know the phone notifications. He just has it on camera mode, just doing quick pictures.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, you just like quickly like snapping that sort of thing. And like you also like pass like a few like another lecture theater where you just kind of go like you hear one of the professors just kind of like go, and of course, as all theory points to, the ancestry of magecraft and is directly proportional to the power and effectiveness of said magecraft. There is irrefutable proof that the only way to empower one's lineage is to grow it. First generations will always have a disadvantage. Just kind of spouting that sort of like that same drivel that you, Leon, have heard a million times before.
Do I even need to turn around to know that it's Lord Elmeloy? What's it called? To be more specific, Kanet Elmel.
Kanet, yeah. It's not, but
okay.
you know.
What's it called? Leon, like, I guess Jay would be able to notice that Leon doesn't really look in the direction, like, he very clearly hears, the speech being said, because, well, the professor presumably is talking, like, pretty loudly.
Yeah.
And, like, there's, like, a visible reaction from Leon where he's just like, like just kind of doing that face of like, I just heard something really stupid, but I need to, resist the urge to like say other shit, response. What's it called?
You hearing your old professors ragging on old, outdated school lectures that aren't true.
Does Jay say that out loud?
He kind of like whispers that, so nobody else hears.
Leon would respond.
Except for Leon.
Leon would respond. Well, that statement might be accurate if I ever went to school to learn magecraft here in the Clocktower. Don't know half of these people for the manners. They seem to be, however, spouting the same rhetoric that my family and I have heard for a long time.
Homeschool.
He looks over like that's a gross oversimplification, but he doesn't seem to say anything about that. He just kind of shrugs and says, "Well, you could." Derogatory. He just shrugs and says, "Well, I'd much rather have it that way than learn from some of these blokes." He just looks over at nowhere in particular. Thanks, Cindy. I forgot last session that Leon's supposed to say a couple of English, UK wordings, I guess. What's it called? He just says that, and he kind of gives like a passing glance to like a general direction where the speech is coming from. Probably doesn't linger too much on it because he's like, the whole point of the walk is for him to just kind of like clear his mind. What's it called? But he, there is like a visible I guess disgust in his face. He turns to Jay and says, "I take it as a non-mage, you didn't hear something similar to this, unless there's something equivalent for non-mage practitioners."
Well, when you grow up in friggin' Catholic school and you ain't Catholic, you tend to hear same old little speeches that they give. Heck, the school was so low funded, they had started hiring folks who could halfway pass as like daycare teachers. Had a history teacher who didn't know a lick about history. Meanwhile, you could say I was the quote teacher's pet, or the nerd of school back then, because, well, the place was, well, a drag, and I only tolerated it because I wanted to get out of there. And honestly learned more out of the military than I did in high school or college.
Well, I can respect that. I imagine whatever you learned in history class now seems quite strange with what we know now.
Always up to conjecture. Now we hear it from the source. Halfway feel like on Bill and Ted's Bodacious Adventure or something.
He seems to kind of like nod along, but with an
It's a
expression of
mov-
like he probably doesn't
movie.
know the movie. Like,
Yeah, he sees Leon and he's like, it's a movie. These two dudes find the phone booth that travels in time. I'll
like a
show you
doctor.
later.
he knows
Yeah,
that at the
kinda
very
like Doctor-
least.
Yeah,
he knows that at
think
the
of-
very least.
Yeah, think of like American Doctor Who as a movie.
In Leon's mind, he would see like the image of the way Jay is kind of describing this movie that he hasn't seen yet. He sees the image of like two different generations of doctors like teaming up at the same time in like for like the same adventure. Because
I feel like considering he's like a fucking mate, just like the second and third Doctor, and it's like those are like the most recent ones, right?
Yeah. He has like the image of the old as like doctors in mind. Like the I forgot which generation is like the one with like the biggest scarf.
Yeah,
That's what?
that's fourth. Yeah.
Tom Baker.
Okay. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
So like he has the images of like the earlier like other thing you said. But out loud he'll say, I can kind of see that. He just kind of nods along again.
And as as you're having this pleasant conversation, you kind of just hear suddenly from behind you a phone book that travels through time. How novel! That would be quite the interesting mystic code if we could crack time travel. I remember Lord Animusbury was working on something like that. By the way, Animusbury, my god. Animusphere.
I mean, hey, that might be like his nickname in the Maze Association.
Yeah. Like,
Lord
yeah,
Animusbury.
you see behind you this tall, lanky-looking dude with like dusty blonde hair, like a pristine like three-piece suit. Kind of like walk up behind you and says, "Just say, gents, aren't we looking a bit casual? Or did you just forget to change out of your PJs today before class?"
Remember, Jericho, Jay is disguised. He has the little suit going on.
That is very true. However, Jay, you can very much see that this guy is not really looking at you, is more kind of like staring at the video down.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Love first of all, love that it's just a screenshot of an anime character. What's it called? That makes him all the more punchable. What's it called? But Leon would turn around for a moment. He kind of just has like his hands on his jack pockets. And he looks over. He says, "Sorry, mate. Were you talking to us?"
Oh, yes, pardon my intrusion into your conversation. I just found it so interesting. My name is Amleth Wotan. I am of the Astromancy department. I must say I haven't seen either of you two around, especially not someone in your sort of alternative getup. I do like your suit, though, saying it to Jay.
Okay, so Jay, who has been bullied before, he knows the folks who trying to act all tough and say, "Oh yeah, you know me, mofo. I don't know you." he and he sees this going on and is like, so this is the mages, and he thinks to himself, you know, this is high school all over again. I friggin' hate it.
You have no idea. What's it called? Leon just kind of like takes a hand out of his jacket pocket to just kind of like scratch the back of his head and says, "Well, pleasure to meet you, mate. Well, we're just wearing what we like to wear. I guess just to put it one way. Like the suit.
Oh,
very
right.
very showman like. Go ahead."
Oh, you've got a bit of stain there, sir.
Fuck you. I know.
Let me get that for you. As
I know
he kind of like,
exactly what you're gonna do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, he go. I don't know if you do. But like, well, we'll see. He goes up to like your shirt and just kind of like, casts like prestidigitation on it, and like nothing happens. And he's like, "Oh, that's the design. Oh, well, we all have our niche appreciations. Say, what department are you two from?
You know, my people usually.
I am assuming modern magecraft.
You know, my people usually ask before they cast magecraft on others. And to answer your question, we're just.
Hold on.
Oh, am I lying?
No.
Yeah.
I think Jericho. Was
Maybe
lying.
maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
This is really but the dude talking over Leon feels.
Yeah, actually in. But yeah, sorry.
Jericho?
Oh no, we've lost him.
Did
He's
Jericho?
dead.
To answer your question.
Kill first. Alright, hello. Can you hear us now, Jericho?
Guess
Dead.
reconnect.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a really bad delay from me for some reason.
Yeah, sorry about. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry. It's,
I mean, no,
Yeah.
It's just fair.
But yeah.
Yes.
So what were you like? What were you saying? Like to answer your question.
Well, first of all, yeah, Leon said, hey, usually people ask, before they like randomly cast Mage Guard on somebody. And second, to answer your question, we're, from what department we are on is, not really a question we must answer. What's it called? We're just kind of walking around, we're just kind of wandering about.
You know what? Seeing that.
So you're one of the neutral types. Very well.
What were you gonna say, Jay? You said seeing that one?
Yeah, seeing this dude kind of coming up, being a dick to Leon. Friggin' Leon would notice Jay kind of straightening his collar a little bit while it's kind of popped still. And you know, he kind of has his staff and kind of pushing old dude a little bit to the side, kind of taking his hand off of you after he cast prestidigitation, and you hear him with this real deep kind of southern accent, and I'm going back to my actual voice for this. Nah.
Oh, happy Mary, love that.
Alright, friend. Don't. Now, since y'all being a bit cordial, Joe, we're gonna let you slide with this one, but don't take it. I don't take kindly to folks trying to, well, be a bit more how you put it, be a bit of an ass to my friends here. You say you're from. What'd you say your name's from? name is again, friend?
Kind of like looking over to Leon. I'm sorry, but your friend seems to be speaking in tongues now. He was speaking so clearly a moment ago.
I understood him just fine. Maybe you should clean your ears.
Usually, I go back. Usually, I go back to the normal accent when real unsavory folks kind of tick me off. And it seems that we have one person who's kind of unsavory. Now, what'd you say? Mr. Astrom, and see, what'd you say your name was again? Mommy.
My name is Amleth Wotan II, 6th generation of my lineage. I don't suppose that you are even of a 1st generation, considering your vulgar speech.
Mommy. Here's the thing. You might, Mr. Bolton, but my name's, if we being cordial introducing ourselves, name's Marquis de Galpon. You might not know me, but if you read your history books, you might have heard of my ancestor about 5 generations back. Marianne Levor de Galpon.
Leon is looking over at Jay like, it's an expression of both, like, it seems like he's somewhat impressed, but he's also concerned, cause like, hey, if like an actual lord of the fucking main clock tower comes by, they're definitely going to know that you're lying instantly. But we'll see how this plays out.
Here's the thing. In real life, Marion Lavore was frig off voodoo queen of Louisiana, and most of her family were like practicing witches and voodoo priests. So stands to reason they more than likely mages in Fate.
Mm-hmm.
What is man's reaction when he hears the name Marianne Lavore come out?
I will say, roll me a deception check. With advantage.
Here's the thing.
Yeah?
I've got a fun thing. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, you have advantage.
Alrighty. Deceptiones. And I got expertise in that mofo.
Let's
You!
go!
Hey.
22.
Hey!
What's it called?
Gabagoo!
You see him, like, kind of like instantly, like, kind of like take a step back, his eyes like kind of widen, and says, pardon my, rudeness. Well, I did not know that you were part of, that lineage. Please, we got off on the wrong foot. There's no need for curses to be placed on this fine day. I like your suit. Let's just bygones be bygones, shall we?
Change the tone real quick there, mate. Careful now.
Well, you
Go ahead.
you would if you knew who you were dealing with.
He raised an eyebrow like,
No.
oh, so that's what matters here. What's the call?
I think my friend here deserves a bit of an apology. Now, unlike my predecessor, I don't need a catalyst to invoke curses on folks in particular. Just need the intent and the name.
Mr. Kind of looking at you, Leon.
He raises
He seems to have shrunk several inches since meeting him.
He says, Leon, ask my name, Rosenblath.
Well, Mr. Rosenblath, esteemed guest of the Clocktower, well, I apologize for my previous transgressions. Clearly there is more than meets the eye to you.
Yeah.
If you're talking and cooperating with someone as prestigious as the sir over here.
If I was a real dickhead, I would say I demand satisfaction. But, Leon trying to prove he's the better man, will say, listen, mate, we didn't come here to start throwing around insults or looking for trouble. Next time, try to approach situations a little bit less, well, how do I word it in such a way that may not come across as irreverent in front of my friend here? Just try to not be as, I guess,
Much of an
prejudice is the word that I'm looking for. And that will probably gain you less enemies.
Duly noted. Good day. As he very quickly just taps away. And, you see him very much cordially adjusting his blazer as he walks slowly. It starts to speed up, and when he's near the corner, you see him actively break into a sprint.
Jesus, Murphy, I didn't think I had to go back to my old voice again.
Leon kind of looks over and
Ooh, I'm about to make a
says,
name for myself.
and says, "You did pretty well, pretty well there, Jay. What's it called? And then he's kind of taps him on the shoulder, pats him on the shoulder, but then kind of stops and says, "Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be touching a high-ranking curse practitioner so freely."
Look, I know the friggin' Galpon family. Most of them come from friggin' Marianne Lavore, Voodoo Queen in New Orleans, and my folks told me, hey, don't go messing with them, cause a couple of them got old Boca blood with them. So figured if Magecraft had anything to do with it, maybe a more intimidating family name could set that dude straight.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Although, I fear that we may have just reinforced in him the idea that lineage is important by using the name like that. Ideally, the people of the Mage Tower shouldn't be caring about things like that.
Well, when in Rome, do what Romans do.
Don't worry about it. One day they'll know better. I'm glad that this didn't devolve into something petty like a duel or something.
Look, if I gotta count 10 phases, turn and zap somebody with a frig off wand, that's gonna be another thing. And Jay kind of goes back to his normal voice a little bit.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
But in any case, that guy almost pissed himself. Hearing thinking I was some voodoo boker.
It was very hilarious. I'll give you that. He looks down the hall. Just out of curiosity, did any passersby like caught wind of what was happening, or was the hallway like mostly empty?
So the hallway itself was mostly empty. However, you can see like at the back of the classroom, like some people were just kind of like turning around and like looking. But you know, obviously when you look at them, they just kind of like quickly turn away.
I think we got an audience.
Yeah, we should probably go back to the other room. After all,
Yeah,
he kind of pulls out the phone to see like the group text, that Marvin sent out, and he realizes it's been like a couple of minutes since then. He's like, shit. I think Marvin wants us to return. We should probably be there before he gets back, otherwise he's going to yell at us, and my poor little heart can't take it.
Jeez, the only time I hear someone say "poor little heart can't take it," I'm in a frig off run with 5 different drill sergeants, and Jay kind of starts fast walking back to the library with Leon.
Leon will make a mental note that should the deception be revealed, we might have a couple of angry magi on our asses. What's the call? Also,
But,
could you write down the
yeah.
name of old boy? I don't know if he's gonna be a recurring character, but I just want to have the name just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm left Botan. Oh,
Oh, those are statues.
Unlet Wotan the second, 6th generation magi. I can't believe it took 6 of them to still be assholes. What's it called?
You know,
I hate
The
that I
question
see
is, was the
faces
first one
everywhere.
worse or better?
But what were you saying, Marvin? So,
I hate that I see faces everywhere, even in these statues.
you really need to get your
I mean, I think they
pareidolia.
both have faces.
Yeah, you really need to get your pareidolia checked. What's it called?
Yeah, so back with what's it called? Katya and Ivan, you've been like kind of sitting around in the study for a bit. Saber's been standing kind of like deep in thought, and Archer's been like kind of like reading over your well, not over your shoulder, around your arm, Ivan. And
Ivan just like looks up, just like that feeling I was getting earlier is gone.
I see. Well, it's good to know that you're at ease now, Master. So what would you two have been kind of like doing? Just reading?
Mostly just research, honestly.
Yeah. Well, as you're kind of just enjoying your little talks, you will notice, well, you'll start hearing footsteps. These footsteps are kind of different. Everyone kind of walks with like, boots and like shoes, but these kind of sound like heel clicking. And you hear the voice of presumably a very young woman. I spy with my mystic eye 2 people who don't belong here. Or, well, 4, actually. As you...
Ivan just like... has she rounded the corner yet?
Yeah, like, turning the corner, you see this pink-haired girl, all dressed in pink, with an eye patch over her right eye, hands clasped behind her back. He does a curtsy. Yvette L. Lerman, at your service. But, pray tell, who are all you for?
Ivan, like, gets fucking startled, just goes, and then just, like, melts into a puddle. No, like, actually fucking melts into a puddle of blood.
We are Miss Animosphere's esteemed guest.
I don't think so. That boy over there turned into a puddle, and you're wearing a hoodie, which means that you're not from here. The lady behind you is wearing some very rocking punk goth Lolita, and that's a samurai. I don't think that you're any esteemed guests. I think that all four of you are funny, special people that Miss Animosphere picked up. So, who are you?
Ivan's still
I
a
guess
puddle.
we're just funny little people.
Okay. Funny little people are the best. Kind of, you see her kind of like skip over to you, Katya, and just kind of like hop on like the chair next to you.
Oh god, no.
Just kind of knees on the like the chair seat, just kind of like kicking, like elbows propped up on the armrest. There you go. Kind of say, so what's your thing? You've got a big gun. If you're associated with, well, if you're here in the first place, surely you know what magecraft is, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah, okay, so why do you have the gun? Nobody here uses guns. I think it's a bit stupid that they don't use guns, but...
Well, exactly. It's a versatile tool.
Can I shoot it?
Ivan like
Show me how to shoot it. Teach me how to shoot it.
Ivan just like pokes his head out the puddle.
Hop over, just get out of your... like...
I check if the safety is on. I'm assuming it is.
It is. You see her take the safety off. Ching!
Wait. The rifle is back in the car. I was told not to bring it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I guess she doesn't like grab like a fucking gun off of you. Thankfully.
Unless I have a... I think I have a...
Do you have a sidearm?
Let me check. I have a bunch of grenades on me.
Oh no.
No!
No! Don't blow up the library room!
Gonna blow it up.
Yeah, she grabbed like a grenade. You're like, okay, she doesn't know how to use that. Tink!
Oh
And
no!
What?
and you're like, thank God. Pulling the pin isn't the thing that blows it up. It's pressing like the trigger.
She's holding on it, right?
Oh no.
Can Ivan just like make one of those blood hands, just like fucking like snatch it out of her hand, just like
You're way too far away from her.
oh no! Wait,
Okay,
let me see.
You are right next to her.
Oh no, I am 45 feet away. Oh no!
Grab her hands.
How tall is this building?
It's pretty tall, actually. Like, think British Museum height.
Oh,
Very tall.
I'm probably this is a small person over here. I can probably like try to snatch it off of them and throw it into the air.
All right.
Okay.
What kind of grenade is it? That's the question.
Hmm?
What kind of grenade is it?
Well, it could be either a frag grenade, a smoke grenade, or flashbang.
Let's roll a d3.
Yeah, let's roll a d3. I guess I'll determine my response.
It's frag.
Let's
It's a frag.
go.
As someone with experience, hold on to her hands. Cuckoo, hold on to her friggin' hands so it don't blow up.
Can the Ivan puddle like slither underneath the bookshelf?
I'm gonna fucking grab onto her hand and try to like grab it and throw it into the air.
No, Joe, this is bad.
That's even worse.
You grab onto her hands, and hand holding. We're at that stage now. Kind of brushes like her back against like your like front and just like says, "Okay, show me how to throw, lover girl."
Ivan slithers underneath the fucking bookshelf.
Saber looks over and just like asks, "Master, should I take care of this person?"
Jealous.
No.
Holding
You
an
gotta
explosive.
find the pin.
You gotta find it's under. It's definitely under like one of the bookshelves now. Like it's gone. You just tossed it.
Oh no. If the pin's gone, you have to either you gonna have to hold it or you gonna have to throw it. Cause fuse already lit.
I tried to grab it off of her, and then I used Mage Hand to like grab it and like keep it the hell away from her.
Okay, roll me an athletics check.
Athletics check. Do I blow up?
Okay, that's a good athletics check. Oh, fucking barely.
I won.
I used Mage Hand to hold the grenade like 30 feet up in the sky.
30 feet? Oh no. Oh no. You gonna feel the shot.
Fine. She just kind of says, fine. Takes off her eye patch. You see, there's no eye there. Instead, it's a blue gem. You see her kind of like put her hand over the eye. It flicks to a yellow, flicks to a green, flicks to a red, looks at the grenade. Blows up. Thankfully, the frag grenade's radius is not that big, so it does explode harmlessly. Thankfully.
You feel the concussion of the shockwave, though.
Yeah, that's like tonight.
Well, I already have that, so more for me, I guess.
Like
what
as
about
the
her?
as the explosion, she like puts her hands to her ears and it goes wee.
Ivan's had too much experience with these small crazy types. He literally lives with one.
He's just retreated.
Where is Ivan? Is he up on the like?
No, he's turned into a blood puddle as he's underneath the shelves.
Oh. Saber.
Saber kind of like rushes like just kind of like in an instant rushes over to her and yeah, she can't break that. Okay, guess we're doing this now. Anyway, that was fun.
I'm sure that was.
You gonna tell me who you are now?
How about we go talk to Miss Atmosphere, and she can introduce us, right?
Nah, who are you? What's your name? What's your occupation? Are you associated with Katya?
Ivan just like fucking goes deeper underneath the bookshelf. He's like, he is gone.
Cowdy, I've heard of them. They're like a thing, aren't
This is a
they?
ghost liner, right? Or a servant? What's your true name? Saber stares at her, just glaring. Looks over to you. Should I take care of her, master?
Telepathically gotta get. Can we kill this child?
Like Ivan, like hears that, just like comes
it's
straight back up.
telepathically.
Please do not kill anybody.
It's telepathically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's just
but
still underneath the bookshelf then.
Archer actually will be the one to kind of like go over and just kind of like, now, pass that to me, Saber. Kind of stares at her. Very well. Just kind of like holding her by like the sides, but just like just transfers over the grip. And Archer just kind of like, what she does is kind of like goes over to a kind of like a corner here. Just kind of like sits her down. Like sits her down on her lap actually, and just kind of you can kind of hear her say, "No, I will answer all the questions that you want. I won't be able to answer all of them for the sake of our privacy, but I'll be sure to give you a tale that's satisfactory for now."
Yes.
You think that Yvette is about to like say no again, but you see Archer place a gentle hand on Yvette's head and start patting it gently, and Yvette just kind of like closes her eyes, leans back, and says, "Fine, I guess. Go ahead, tell me those stories." And Archer goes on to kind of like tell her like some minor harmless stories, not giving away any of our any of your identities or associations with like what you're doing there, but Archer's now busy with that.
Katya and Saber would just slowly see this like tiny, like somehow pathetic looking like puddle of like red goop just like slowly snake its way out of underneath the bookshelf and just like slowly reform back into Ivan's, just like
Greetings, Master of Archer. You were completely useless throughout that entire encounter.
Ivan immediately turns back into a puddle, just goes straight back up after hearing that.
Get back here.
Just gets out.
I get down onto all fours and try to like fucking grab the liquid. Pull you out of there.
You don't need to. He just responds to the get out of there.
Compose yourself. Literally. Physically. Okay. You know more about Clocktower than I do. And just kind of whispering, "Who is that?"
Out of character. Do I know who that is? Sorry. Does Ivan know who that is? Because I remember that she's from fucking El Malo Chronicles.
You can roll a history with a flat -5.
Yeah, because Ivan's not a part of the fucking Clocktower.
Yeah.
Ivan's just like, I would like to remind you that I'm not actually a Clocktower mage.
I keep forgetting that.
Let me just try and see if that name rings any bells.
We don't have a name yet.
No, Yvette L. Lerman. She introduced herself immediately. 7, 16, 15, 14, 13.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that's a 13. Yeah. the name itself doesn't really ring a bell. You know that the Lerman name is actually like a distinguished family name. You're aware that they exist, and the fact that you're aware of that last name does speak volumes. So she's not a nobody. That being said, no, the name itself doesn't really ring any bells, and you can't even really particularly recall any information about the family itself. It seems that they are probably more prominent in Clocktower bureaucracy, as opposed to the wider world of Magecraft.
I would just sort of say, hey, the name rings a bell. The last name rings a bell, but other than that, no real information here. I think, from what I can tell, at least they're more that family's more intertwined with matters of Clocktower than anywhere else.
Okay, cool. That's horrifying. I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here. All right, see ya. It was nice chatting with you.
And you get you get the text just then from Marvin. Hey, stay put. I'm coming to get you.
Oh, would you?
Ivan fucking melts and goes under the bookshelf again.
I just received a text message. It looks like I have to go on important business.
Very well, Master. I suppose I shall accompany you. You're
Indeed.
acting quite strange, but I suppose we all are.
Go all the way around to.
As you kind of like hear, as you pass by, you kind of just hear Archer go. And then, after a very long time, we managed to coax the bandits out of hiding and slayed them with a volley of arrows. They later decided to call this an Oni hunt. And you actually do see, like, Yvette kind of just... Her eyes are just kind of, like, closed, and she's just kind of like... As she just kind of, like, leans into the head pats that Raiko is giving her.
Okay, she's been deactivated. Good.
He casts sleep. Don't ask how Archer does it, but...
But yeah.
So they just bump into me and Leon in the hallway.
Yeah, what I'll say is, and I don't really have like another hallway map, but what I'll say is,
I'm planning on just waiting up like at the entrance for Marine to get there.
yeah.
I was just like gone to the other side and curled up in like a fetal position.
There's crying/screaming in the background. I'm not entirely sure if that's Katya's little brother or little sister.
That's my little sister. She's laughing.
No,
Fair enough. It sounds like a pterodactyl. Anyway,
That's babies for you.
it's an achievement.
yeah. Eventually, you all meet up with Marvin, who, well, Marvin, you walk in and you see, first of all, Leon and Jay clearly, like, you know, coming back from not being in the library, and also Katya and Ivan being at the entrance of the library.
I'm gonna like immediately like tell Mar like, okay, there's a child inside there. You do not want to go in there.
Who is this lost sassy child?
What is the name?
I don't remember. They snatched one of my grenades and they knew how to use it.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
Wait, what?
Okay, can
Ivan
you
can
remind
say
me of the name? Because Ivan would.
Yeah. Yvette L. Lehrman.
Yvette L. Lehrman, that's their name.
Would I recognize the name?
You can roll me a history with disadvantage, not the flat -5, but with disadvantage.
Is Leon even allowed to make the check, considering
No.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, no idea.
Again, the Lerman family, you even with that like lower role than Ivan, you get that. First of all, the Lerman family is distinguished. You know of them, and you also know that they are a family that specializes in the collection and appraisal of mystic eyes. The name itself, though, doesn't really ring a bell. You don't really go near their department.
And what are mystic eyes? Just.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, of course. Time for some explanation. Mystic eyes are this biological mutation that results in magic circuits being like growing very much like in a cluster inside of your eye, which means that it essentially creates at-will spells that you can cast with like a single glance and an intent. They're very coveted, and there's only one group of people who know how to transplant them. So essentially, it's very powerful sorcery that's entirely born out of mutation and luck, which means it's constantly under scrutiny by the Mage Association, who, you know, like lineage and don't like randomness.
And that sounds perfect for me. So, Marvin would say, that's quite a name. I think I would introduce myself. I always wanted a positive relationship with that family. You know they do research into mystic eyes, right? And a lot.
Do you have weapons on you?
It's actually a really big deal. Mystic eyes are very powerful forms of magecraft.
Yeah.
Ivan actually like does like perk up and say, "It's actually that is a topic I could get behind research, getting a bit of information on."
But Katya
again,
asked, "Do we have any weapons on us?" I think. Go ahead.
Again.
Marvin. Oh yeah, go.
Again. Child who blew up Granado in the library.
You know, Jay.
Why are we gonna stay in there again?
If that's the worst thing you can think, if that's the worst thing you can think of, then you have a lot of to learn here.
Look, I have had 3 bruised ribs from not throwing a grenade far enough. I'm not trying to be in a room with someone who can just look at you with a magic thought and then kablooey, I go into pink mist.
Yeah, exactly.
I have 7 of those strapped to me right now.
So. Oh yeah, what?
Then just gonna looks at like puts his hands in his pockets, pulls out like a pocket knife, and there's like the visibly the only weapon that he seems to have what's it called, besides whatever the fuck's inside the a little sort of like cylindrical tube he has usually strapped to his back. He just TSA sucks here. He looks at a pocket knife and then like puts it away again, and he says, "I think I'm in the clear. See you inside." And he
no, I'm staying in there with Mini Carrie.
Marvin get out his bullets out of the pistol, make sure nothing is in there. Pistol is hidden, strapped in. His axe is really good strapped in. He's like, "See you all inside, and after that, I'm gonna take you to my contact."
So, just as a reminder, you don't actually need to stay in the library, because your 2 goals here are, well, meet with Bazette, but also meet with Zenbei Kagamine, who is just a mage at Clocktower, so you would actually want to like go around, basically. You don't have to stay in here, essentially.
I know, but you gave us a new objective: create friendship.
No, Jay is actively like, no,
understand.
I am not going in there. Wait, didn't you say we were going? Hey guys, we're going to meet associate of mine. So yeah, let's go.
What happened with
The
that?
tea won't get cold, and she would know how great of an opportunity this is. So she would. Here, let me just message her.
Well,
We will be a bit late. Gotta meet up with. And then the family names. You see, I can just send this.
well,
Yeah.
well, we have to meet up with two people actually. Your contact and that Kagamine person.
Yeah, but that's
still here.
afterwards.
Also, got what we're gonna say.
Meanwhile, while
Uh-huh.
this conversation's going down, Ivan's just like, you see he like unbuttons the coat and like checks the inside, and you see like, you know, like that Resident Evil merchant who like pulls open his trench coat and has all like the shit lined up. It's basically that, but it's just like a fuck ton of vials of like blood, a few of those like city packs, and then like an area where he would have held his like shotgun if he had brought it. And then like there's also just like his like a ornate little knife there. He's just like, I'm good.
I'd probably not have knives or other sharp implements with them. I'm going to put any ammunition or weapons that are sharp in the duffel bag.
It will be fine.
No.
It's not the first child that will steal my weapons and shoot at me. So, Marvin.
Okay, you gonna be banned from shooting people? Because that is not proper gun safety. If you gonna let some little kid try and shoot you with your
It's
own
not
gun.
that I'm gonna let them shoot me, it's that it wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna shoot me. Listen, I have the bullets separate, I have bullets and weapons hidden, except for this big axe, but...
No, we putting it in the duffel bag, and we making sure we cover bases, and also don't want to be in here with somebody who do all that nonsense.
You can just wait outside. You don't have to get hurt. Good?
You know what? You get blown up with a fireball to your dome, that's you.
If I get blown up, all you have to do is message this number, as Marvin pressed send on the message he just typed out, and say I got blown up and that you want to meet her here. She will explain the rest.
My ears are still ringing.
Jay is going to text this person right now. Hello, associate of Marvin. Marvin is being a dumbass. Come to the library, and this is as soon as everybody walks in.
So who's going to stay outside and who's going to meet with Yvette?
Jay
Marvin
is
meeting.
I'm staying outside.
Leon is somewhat curious about how this person is, cause like, you know, it can't possibly be, you know, as everybody, you know, as everybody else seems to believe that she may be. What's it called?
See her asleep.
So,
Ivan is mustering up courage because he's gonna go in, because first off, he's interested in Mystic Eyes. It is not just for the reason of collection of knowledge, and secondly, his fucking servant's there.
What's it called?
What's the
communicate telepathically with them?
I forgot. Somebody was gonna need to remind me. I believe a rider is also like gone for the time being. I think he disappeared somewhere.
Yeah.
What's it called? And Leon believes
he can do that?
Leon believes he's still back at the room, so you know, he's looking around like where the fuck he is.
Yeah, what's it called? As you kind of like walk into the room, Leon, you do like, you do realize that it's been weirdly quiet lately. You're not entirely sure where Ryder's gone.
Leon is looking around like, I could have sworn he was back here. he tries to, a couple of things begin to run through his mind. It's like, what's gonna happen when we meet with this person? Well, who the fuck is Marvin's associate? And where the fuck is Ryder? He is just very gonna quickly use like the mental link to be like, Ryder, where are you? I thought you were back at the, at the solar system room, whatever. With the rest.
Yes, indeed I am, Master. I am receiving some enlightenment. Our mystics could never properly chart out such an accurate rendition of the solar system. The distances between the different planets and the sun intrigues me so. You're kind of, like, he's like going off about, like, this, and you're just kind of like, a bit like, oh, okay, but where are you? But as he talks about the sun and the solar system, you kind of like, your gaze just kind of like naturally drifts over to the solar system model, and you see Ryder sitting on top of the sun.
I thought he somehow managed to climb in the sun, but it is great as well.
What's it called? Leon looks over. It's kind of like how in like horror. It's kind of how in like slasher movies, like the camera pans over and there's like a blink and you miss the moment where like the killer is standing in the corner of the room. What's it called? That's kind of how it feels like for Leon as he looks over, sees like the Rider silhouette on top of the sun, and has like a double take of like, wait, did I really just see that? And
not only did you just see that, he's also not like standing gloriously with like arms crossed, arms on his like hips or anything. He's like sat cross-legged, kind of like with like his kind of like elbow propped on his knee, kind of like hand up to his chin. Like he looks like he's genuinely like deep in thought, like a scholar, as he observes the planetary system.
Oh fuck! He's sitting with Castor Gilgamesh.
Wait, get this.
What's it called? He like looks over and for a moment thinks to himself, though maybe it comes through mental link, I'm not sure if that's something that happens, like thinks to himself like, wow, you're being surprisingly introspective at the moment, Ryder. But he will actually communicate through the mental link. Something like, oh, well, I actually didn't expect you to be, up there. But I'm glad you're enjoying your time up there in the sun.
Yes. I really should read up on this astronomy that you all seem to be constantly talking about. There seems to be much more to this universe than I originally understood.
Well,
to understand the celestial bodies that bring light to the world. I believe that is what brings us true enlightenment in the end. Don't you agree, Master?
Again, Leon's kind of taken aback by the fact he's not being like boisterous or loud without anybody telling him, "Hey, use your inside bodies." And he, he says, "Yeah, I suppose so. I'll leave you to your thoughts for the moment, Ryder. Have a couple of things to deal with around here in the association a little bit. You're welcome to tag along if you wish, but, don't let me interrupt you."
Well, I'm sure that if you need me, you will tell me. And as the blazing comet that flies through the sky, as the embodiment of the very essence of the sunboat that brings our great sun god through the underworld and across the bow of blue, I will there in a flash.
Hey, Jericho. Stupid, funny thing I just realized. Since the grenade was thrown straight up and exploded in the air, do you think Ryder probably would have, like, thought it was a fucking, like, asteroid flying past? Like, the pieces of shrapnel?
Oh no, he'd probably just be like, oh, someone threw a grenade. He's a servant. Why would he care? He's not gonna get hurt by that.
I know, but at the same time, like, fucking shrapnel flies past. Ah, yes. Yes, fucking in representation of how like rocks fly through space or some shit like that.
But yeah, like as you kind of like start walking up, you actually see like this this small pink girl, kind of just like snoozing. Archer kind of like looks over to all of you and just kind of like puts a finger up to her lips as if to just like say like, quiet, she's sleeping.
Ivan through the mental link just goes, thank you. Ooh.
You kind of like hear through the mental link, I have always had a way with unruly children. This, if anything, was nostalgic for me.
How about...
Marvin.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go first.
Leon just kind of looks over, what's it called, sees this person who's dressed like a very hyperactive individual, what's it called, and looks back at Archer and for a moment just kind of thinks and then says, oh, that's a very impressive skill you have there, Archer. I don't suppose you're able to reel in, shall we say, really hyperactive adults, young adults. Because I know someone who's a bit of a pain, who's a bit of a pain in the neck that could potentially use some of that.
Kind of like looks at you with like a genuine like look of like, huh? What do you mean?
You know what? I'll explain the details later. You want to say, Marvin?
Yeah, Marvin would whisper like, actually, I would like to introduce myself to her.
Archer kind of nods and kind of like gently like rubs the forehead of Yvette, who kind of like starts to come to, just oh, sorry, Archer, I guess I fell asleep. Oh, hello.
I just realized how fucking weird it is because, like, you've got these two people, and then you've got these two fucking giants in the back.
Kind of hopping, like like not even hopping up, just kind of like getting like up. So, I see that you two boys are the type to enjoy watching young beautiful maidens in their sleep, huh?
Don't flatter yourself. It's gonna seem very blunt fashion.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that we, our intentions are more have to do with meeting you rather than whatever the hell you were just implying.
Well, that's a bit boring, but sure. What does an enforcer want with me? And hobo?
You know, as the second time somebody comments on that particular aspect of my appearance, you Mage Association types really have a theme going.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend. I thought that was like what you were. Sorry.
Ivan's just like sitting there like, oh my god, they're both digging in their graves.
Listen.
Leon does he doesn't say it out loud, but he does have the expression of like, I'm immediately regretting this decision to meet with this person.
Yeah, Marvin whispers to you like, listen man, what did you expect? Just be happy, laugh, and try to put your best feet forward.
He shrugs and, you kind of have like a side-eye look at Yvette and then back at Marvin and says, "She reminds me of my benefactor. Let's get this over with quick."
Yeah, Marvin would say, "Hello, I am Marvin McRemitz."
Oh, you're part of that enforcer family, the ones that have that unfair Age of Gods magecraft.
Some would call it unfair, indeed.
Calling you out immediately.
Totally unfair. None of you can transfer it over, even.
Yeah, that is indeed a thing in the family.
It must be so nice having such a good hereditary trait. You know, so many people would kill to be the biological relative of one of your people.
You haven't heard from me.
I mean that quite literally.
You haven't heard from me, have you? Of me, I mean.
No, I don't really keep track of the enforcers. They're there to protect us and enforce the rules, and I never break the rules.
I
Or at least
was
never get.
adopted in the family.
Oh, that must suck for you.
Not really. Miss McRemitz is one of the best people I know.
That's nice to hear from a bloodthirsty mage killer, but hey, we all have our faults.
Who do you call bloodthirsty?
Oh,
I'm hearing bloodthirsty.
blood.
Ivan just like starts sweating.
just kind of it's just like, oh, I'm talking about Bazette, of course. I'm assuming that's who you're talking about.
You don't. I'm starting to notice you don't particularly have a filter to your words, do you?
You don't really need a filter when your job is all about riling people up.
You know, strangely enough, I can kind of respect that.
Marvin, Marvin looks a bit upset when she starts talking trash about Bizet.
Yeah,
he didn't care if she said anything about him, but he's like, you know what? I don't mind. People have different views, and I'm at least happy someone can say it how they think it is.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it as a insult or anything. It's really cool how she can kill so many people without a second thought. That's something I totally respect. Me, I can't really stomach blood, so.
I would just like stands there like, oh, okay.
You say that, but don't you have an implantation?
What?
Or what? Wait, what is it called in English? Implant?
Implant. Oh, yeah.
Implant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be implantation, right?
Yeah, implantation. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Alright,
Well,
alright, I got it.
In English, we just say an implant. It's weird. But yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, implantation is correct, like it should be, but yeah. No, we just say implant.
Yeah. So, Marvin would say, like, is that weird? I mean, you have an implant, right?
Yeah. Well, I was asleep for most of it. It hurt like hell, but it was worth it.
How does it work?
Oh, well. Kind of like pulling her eye patch up, and you see like she actually like leans into you and like gives you like a better look at her eye, and it very much like you can see very clearly it is like a gem. Like it doesn't just look like a gem; it is like actually a gemstone.
Yeah.
And she says, these different gemstones are cut in very different ways and manners, and, well, according to the gemstone, I can imitate different mystic eye abilities. Unfortunately, I don't have any mystic eyes of my own. These are artificial. But with the Lerman's research, we've been able to, at the very least, imitate a great number of the more common mystic eye abilities. Plus some of the rarer ones, but those are much harder and much more expensive to come by. Why? Are you interested in getting one of your own?
Well, unsure about that, but I'm really interested in learning what all the benefits and downsides are of one, so that I can make a good call on it.
The only downsides to mystic eyes are really the pain that you go through when you get them implanted and, well, use them. But other than that, it's free spellcasting. Hey, tell you what, I've got a bunch of invitations to the Rail Zeppelin that's going to be happening a few days. If you want, I could get you some of those tickets, and you could climb aboard. You know what the Rail Zeppelin is, don't you?
Outside of character, what is it?
Yeah. So outside of character, you do know. The Rail Zeppelin is this train that basically goes through all of Europe. And once every like few years, people get invitations to go there, and it's kind of like a big, like, rich person, like, you know, lavish train. And people bid auctions. Like, people either board them to remove their mystic eyes for a lot of money, or auction off different mystic eyes to get them implanted. The Rail Zeppelin is home to a bunch of people who are the only people in the world, as far as people know, who can safely and successfully implant mystic eyes into people, like surgically, without removing any of the power, and also without killing the person.
That's
with a very high success rate as well. They're not really like shady or anything. They actually do basically have a 100% success rate.
Marvin would say, honestly, I would be honored to, but I sadly don't have the money or time. I have a job for these coming weeks.
Well, if you change your mind, you can always give me a ring. Here, I'll write my number down for you. As she takes out like a scrap of paper, writes down like her phone number, passes it to you, and says, "You better make your choice soon, though. It's going to happen at the end of this month. So you've got 4 weeks to decide."
What? I wouldn't have the money to even get one in there.
Well, you know, you can take up debts, and also, remember, money isn't the only thing you can bid with.
That's fair.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Ivan would sort of like he would like tilt his head at the offer. Just like you like he is visibly uncomfortable. He just says, "I don't think I will accept Ept. However, he just like sort of awkwardly says, not particularly a big fan of the idea of getting a part of me removed and another implanted in." Just like he's like 1,000-yard stare.
Well, it's fair. Some people are squeamish. But also, if you go there, you still get free drinks and entertainment. That sort of thing's part of the train. You don't actually have to pay for any of that. It's complimentary. The only money you're spending is the auction.
Ivan just still sort of shakes his head. That does not sound like it's for me. Just introvert moment.
Fair. Lots of interesting things happen there, so you'd be missing out. A couple of years back, we had a ghostliner show up and trash the place.
I don't suppose getting a passage into this place can allow to bring a +1 for free.
Actually, it does allow a +1. And that's how this whole thing works. Yes. Oh, I suppose you should get some Mystic Eyes for yourself too, Mr. Hobo Man. Oh, is this kind of looking over at the Marvin? Does he know about the world of Magecraft or?
I am a mage, I believe it or not, or magus rather, believe it or not. Just not one raised by the Clocktower's shit.
Well, that is an apt way to describe it. One raised by the Clocktower's shit.
Okay. Oh, that makes you a lot more interesting then. Kind of leans into you. No personal space here. Yvette kind of just goes, Okay, so you're you're a profane mage. That's really cool. So that explains your entire look.
The fuck? Well, he doesn't say the fuck in English. He says "keko."
Yeah.
He will just say, first of all, stand back a little bit, kid. What's it called? And second of all, profane mage, really? Is that what we're doing now?
Well, does your family have any particular foundation that they use their magecraft on?
As a matter of fact, we do. Just, not one of the clock tower has ever really recognized.
Oh, okay. Well, that means I have a lot to learn from you then.
Can't promise I'll teach anything.
Well, that's fair. But hey, there's a lot of fun little payments that I could give you to teach me a trick or two.
He just kind of looks at her and is like, I was going to be complimenting how I also use an item, Mystico, to assist in my magecraft, much like you seem to do. But, now that you're being kind of, honestly, a little bit rude, I'm starting to think I may rescind my compliment.
Oh, am I being rude? I'm sorry. What parts of what did I say? She asks. You look at her doe-eyed expression as you don't really need to do an insight check to kind of figure out that she's being genuine with that question.
A blood vessel begins to pop on Leon's forehead. What's it called?
Ivan can noticeably see that Leon is getting frustrated. It's just fuck, what do I do here? Doesn't want to get involved, but at the same time, Leon looks like he's about to fucking a crash out. I was just okay, you've got this. I was just hey, Leon, would you like to take a moment?
He looks back, you know what? I think I may need another walk. He looks back and says, "Good, nice. Thanks for having this meeting with us."
Nice to meet you too.
He can't bring himself to say nice to meet you. what's it called? But he says, and well, I suppose we'll keep in mind that invitation to this rail zeppelin you told us about.
You know,
I've got 5 tickets, so you know, it's not like the offer is limited or anything. I don't really have anyone to share these with except a few people, but I'll keep you all in mind. It's just, you know, the rail zeppelin only comes every half a year, every year. I'm not sure.
you know, may I say, Yvette,
Sure.
it has been really interesting and nice to meet you. And if you ever are curious or need something or someone to take care of things, here's my number. You can always give me a call.
Thank you very much. Well, I suppose my job today is done here anyways. Kind of like walks past all of you and just kind of like
What's your job today?
waves over at Archer. Bye, Archer! Oh, it was to spy on all of you. Bye-bye.
I thought
She
so.
skips away.
Figures. Which one of the others? He asks us, she's gonna run away.
Wait, what did you say?
He asks which one of the others. Almost as if
Which one of the
implying,
others?
which of the other masters is sending you to spy on us.
Yeah. And, well, you don't really get a response. She just kind of escapes as Jay and Katya probably activate your fight or flight responses. You see the girl out of your fucking corner of your eyes.
Fists up.
Fists up, as she just kind of like skips away.
Ayo, hold it real quick.
She's gone.
Frig. Was that hurt? Anyway, well, Jay was like, "What do you mean I look 30?" Like, at least it's a fresh air for folks. You just think I look younger than I am. Wait,
Look, the cap that you wear is something that my grandparents would wear, but I don't want to call you, like, old, so, you know.
that's when folks be saying the first guess. That's usually like the young or older guess. Is that the young or the older guess? What you mean? Okay. Well, at least you didn't say I looked like younger than you, so yeah, that's one of the few things. Anyway, was that Scary Carrie over there who just skipped away?
That's one.
You know, looking at her, I am getting diabetes right now.
She does look like a walking sugar rush of a person.
She is.
What did she do? Aside from that, what is she doing here?
You know, quite honestly,
Just
Ask me a lot
like
of
fuck.
questions.
What did you tell her?
Nothing.
Can I even just like sort of like fucking sprint over, like turn
Well,
into a
I-
puddle,
yeah.
come out the other side, hit him
I mean,
here, just be like,
I'd say the rest of you are like kind of coming over anyway, like
Yeah.
regrouping.
yeah.
Liam will make sure to kind of like call over to Ryder and saying, "Ryder, I think we're moving somewhere else. You staying here in top of the sun, or you want to tag along?"
Well, I suppose I should accompany my master. A shame. I was thinking of pondering the cosmos a bit more, but I suppose this model of the sun will have to take my stead in the centerpiece of this miniature galaxy. Farewell, my dear friend. As he seems to
my
be talking to the
25.
sun.
Am I back?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're
Ah,
back.
you're
yeah.
back.
Alright, great. My roll 20 crashed,
Damn.
so I'm back.
Yeah. Leon will walk over to where everybody else is at, and he looks like visibly talk her down.
Ivan just like gives him a pat on the shoulder, just like trying to be reassuring, just like Eka, just like small pat on the shoulder. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
He looks over at Jay and says, I thought I could handle people like that after dealing with Sarai for so long, but I guess I stand corrected.
I didn't see the problem.
Ivan just like sort of like sits there, just like remembers Elaine. It's just like, you would think so, but they tend to surprise you in many different ways.
Why do...
Katya just ask you, Leon, like, first impressions?
First impression, he'll say, she's a lot. I'll say that much. She's a lot. She's also a spy.
Oh.
A spy for who?
You don't know.
Your guess as good as mine, mate. I think she may be a spy for either one of the other masters, or for someone in the Clocktower that is keeping an eye on us.
So, if you combine both, the Dietrich family would make the most sense.
Well, maybe. They are not mutually exclusive, both of those possible allegiances. She didn't say for who, but she kind of just straight up admitted to be a spy. Besides that...
admits to being the spy? You gotta be dumb as hell.
Besides that, I would say she seems harmless, but given what you told us and what she told us about herself, I think we should probably keep an eye. I think we should probably keep an eye on her if she ever pops up again.
Let's get out of Clocktower as fast as possible. This is...
Yeah.
We
Also,
can't face it in here.
Also, Leon kind of looks at Marvin, at Ivan, at Katya, and at himself, and says, "As I noticed that the four of us seems to have women in our lives that are a little bit too much for us to handle. Jay, don't tell me you also have someone like that."
Speak for yourself.
Motherfucker. Go ahead.
No. From the description you gave of Little Miss Pinkie Pie over there, my wife is polar opposite.
He nods along and says, "Well, thank you for breaking the chain."
Wait, how old are you again?
I'm 25.
And already married. God, I thought kids these days took a longer time.
How old do you think I was? You weirdo.
Do you want an honest answer, or...?
Okay. Okay, so I've heard one answer. What's your answer then?
Okay.
Like, I thought you would be a bit older than me, 32, 35.
He does the same face again. What are people thinking of 30? Anyway, let's go. And thinking to himself, Caster, better. How? If you. I'm not going to use any of your commands, but. How old did you think I was?
I mean, I'll be honest. I figured like 20. You're pretty spry.
So rounding out at least. Keep it moving.
You definitely the camera points at Castos, for us invisible, and you just see him sweating to high hell.
Yeah.
Hold up, the insight check for Cast.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see. Let me tick off the advantage I had. Insight 13.
13. Let's see.
Is he trying to speak? Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah, like it's goddamn, Caster. It like if this was like a manga, it would be like, yeah, I thought you were 20, and then like just like a text box with an arrow, thought he was 45.
Yeah,
like
that's
James
perfect.
just getting like a fucking arrows like stuck through him.
Let's go.
Jay,
Yeah,
you're
so-
right. You don't look so good.
You know, people get it when they're getting older.
Ivan just like sort of tilts his head, says the guy who's been 19 for the last 8 years.
I've always
yeah,
been honest.
so-
Like he didn't say that, but like he doesn't say that, but he sort of like tilts his head like not really understanding, because it's like he's the fucking dude who's like been 19 for the last 8 years.
Yeah, so you're going to Bazette first, yeah?
Yes.
Alright, in that case, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get some drink, but
Alright.
I'll be back.
I'll pause
Hey.
recording for a little bit. There
Action.
we go.
Alright, we are back. And so you're all led to the McRemitz office. Vorti and Marine and Bard rejoice. Of course, this map.
Yo,
Yes.
is that
The
now?
return. The return
Wait.
of the map.
Is
The
it? Oh wait, this is the
again?
keeper's map.
But it's a
This is
cut
the keeper's
down.
map.
This cut down significantly to size. There
Mhm.
we go.
Yeah. They don't have a budget for that.
Amazing.
But yeah, so as you all kind of come in, you see, yeah, like this very well dressed, like, you know, lady with one like like one arm like kind of resting on the desk, and another one kind of like, you know, setting out, like kind of like, yeah, like adjusting like the teacups, and says, come in. You all must be from Chaldea as well, as you've been working with Marvin, haven't you?
Yep, sure have.
Yeah, we've been through some rather hairy situations, but we managed to help each other come out on top.
I can imagine.
Marvin,
Ivan stays
Marvin would
silent.
whisper to Beset, you know it isn't nice to ask someone's name or job without providing yours first.
Of course, how terribly rude of me. My name is Bazette Fraga McRemitz. I'm an enforcer here at the Mages Association. I suppose the less said about my job, the more palatable, but... Come, I've set out these teacups for all of you, and your servants.
Out of character question, has Marvin mentioned that Bazette was in the previous Grey War?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
A few times.
Yeah,
Because, well, he mentioned the fact that she was in the previous Grey War. She and Cullen have a great relationship, and she and Saber, Artoria have a horrible relationship.
Okay.
Because of
You...
that.
you kind of like see Saber very much like stiffen up. When you step in and kind of, sort of cautiously walks over, taking like a teacup and bowing, and she says, "It is good to meet you, Miss McRemitz. I apologize for..." And before she says anything, Bazette kind of like places a hand up and says, "It's okay. It's quite all right. I'm aware of how servants do not retain the memories of their incarnations within Grail Wars. You're not someone I blame. It's all right. Even then, it was a casualty of war. Injuries happened, I signed up for it. Honestly, Marvin seems to care about it a lot more than I do, which I am grateful for, but you need not be uneasy around me." Saber kind of nods and... "Very well. Thank you for your understanding." And, kind of steps back. Jay, you hear in your mind Caster kind of saying, "Oh, so this was my previous master in the Holy Grail War, huh? Do you think I should come out, or would it be like awkward?"
Like Jay kind of thinking, and folks now kind of realize, okay, this is how Jay does his talking to Caster through the mental link. Well, I mean, don't know how you guys, previous you and her were back in the day, but I guess it wouldn't hurt.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey.
I mean, I don't know either. Like, it's kind of awkward. Like, she's kind of hot, but I'm not really I don't know how I acted around her.
Marvin,
Could you lead me in, Jay? Could you give me some setup?
Jay kind of think, Caster kind of hears Jay's internal monologue and see the thing of like, really? Am I gonna be your wingman or something? Caster?
Man, Marvin's about to have a new stepdad.
Oh lord. Annie.
I mean, is it new?
Like, that dad came home and he can't remember you.
Okay. Okay. Look, I got you. I'll at least make it not be awkward. Most I can get you.
Hey, that's fine. Just don't make it too weird. Just act casual, right?
Yeah. So. Okay, so yeah. Jay said he's kind of like pinching the side, tapping his temple, like, geez, I'm gonna have to be wingman for another friend. Well, at least seeing Old Flame or what have you. Alright. So, and kind of looking at the tea, and he'll polite pass on the tea.
Mm-hmm.
Because he prefers brewing own tea, unless they got like something else. So Jay will be like, Miss McRemitz. Well, Marvin's told us a bit about you. You, veteran of previous Grail War and such, mentor figure.
Yes, that much is true.
Hmm. Well, in our encounters, well, as you did say, we got in contact with old acquaintance of yours from then. Now, like as you said, nature servants not much. Don't really have much memory of previous incarnations, but all right if I reintroduce you.
I think I know what you're getting at. Yes, it is fine. I've prepared myself. I'm aware that he's not the man that I knew. He can come out if he wishes.
Huh?
You kind of
Okay.
you kind of hear him, saying, "All right, yeah, you understand the pretense. I don't know you, but hi, Miss McRemitz. It's a pleasure to meet you again, I guess. Sorry, it's a bit weird. This has never really happened to. Well, maybe it has happened to me before. You. How many times did you summon me in the past? Vezet just kind of chuckles and says, "Just the once. Though, you look different. I summoned you as a lancer, but caster does suit you." No need for the flattery. I don't. No, I definitely would do better with a lance than the staff. No.
Out of character.
I
You
quite.
two should kiss.
No, I quite mean it. You take after your master quite well in those robes. Thanks, Miss McRemitz. The previous me probably called you Bazette. But, you don't have to force it. Right. Thanks. I'll have that. Tea. I'll have the tea. Kind of, taking it and just kind of basically downing it like a mug of mead.
Jay kind of taps caster on the side, and says in the mental ink, "Smooth."
Marvin would say, "Oh, Chitanton, what's smooth of you again." Just to inform you all, I do give. Not daily, but more than enough. I forgot the word in English. How do you say
Reports?
that? Yeah, reports, thank you. Reports to Miss McRemitz. So,
Then I suppose, as usual, I need no introduction.
Not again.
It is an honor to meet you, Master of the Master of Berserker. I am Ozymandias. Ramses, the sun itself.
What's
It
it
is a
called?
pleasure to meet your beautiful gaze.
When Ryder is saying, "I am Ozymandias, Ryder, the sun itself," he kind of has his back a little bit turned to Ryder, or at the very least is looking this way. What's it called? Those who would be looking this direction, towards Ryder, would see that Leon is actually mouthing the the introduction. Ozymandias, Rider, the sun itself. As if he kind of memorized it at this point.
Jay kind of sees it out the corner of his eye. He's like, at least I was ready this time. Well, actually, inside check. How's Katya feeling right now? Where friggin' Ryder's putting on a charm, as it were.
Go on. Roll that fucking insight for me.
May I roll that as well?
Yeah, sure.
Can I
that's a
see
10.
his eyes?
I would say probably. Actually, yeah, he'd have his hood down, so yeah, you would.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, so Marvin, so like, you know, Jay, you believe, you know, like he's just being kind of awkward, like he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and he's feeling a bit embarrassed because, you know, normally he's pretty smooth when it comes to like people. Marvin, you get that same feeling as well, but also just kind of like this sort of there's this tinge of regret that he doesn't remember her, because he seems to have had Bazette seems to have had a good impression on him, and he seems to like have that sort of like look on his face, like, well, it's the kind of look on the face of like, yeah, I'm really sorry, I don't remember you, like you know when like a family member, like, or like, you know, like a old friend, like it's like, hey, what's up, we met, not really, you know, we were in high school together, and you're just kind of like, I'm really sorry, man. He's kind of that like expression on the caster's face of just like, this sucks because she's like a really nice lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bazette to Ryder kind of like, you know, nods and says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Ryder. I've certainly heard many things of the feats of all of your servants. Kind of looking at you, Leon, you're quite the mage if you're able to reel in someone as boisterous as your servant."
Well, you got a part of that right. I am a pretty good mage. The second part, not so much.
Looks over at Jay, who figured out how to get him to not scream to the rooftops.
Believe it or not, he used to be quite a lot more louder when we first summoned him.
I see. And what of you? Kind of like looking over to you, Katya. You wield the power in your hands to command Arthur Pendragon, but you don't quite seem like a typical mage.
I proceed to take a really long sip of my cup of tea, basically downing all of it just to give myself some time to think. Well, I guess I got nothing. I don't know. I just look like to say that and just like, what? Why did you answer my summon? Wait, is this a good moment to ask this?
You see, like, Bazette kind of like, you know, like, cover her mouth, but like you can tell she's kind of like, you know, like showing like a sort of like a smile. Saber kind of stares blankly a bit and just shakes her head and says, "Oh, pardon me, Master. Could you repeat the question?"
Why did you accept my summon? If you want to answer in front of everyone, that is.
There's a solemn silence, and she says, "Perhaps things are better discussed once we have time alone when we take that trip around London.
I just kind of like vague adjust, gesture vaguely toward the Z, like, okay, well, I guess we're not discussing this.
Don't worry.
Private matters.
Don't worry. I know how it feels to summon someone so great and not really know why they answered your call. But I can tell that all of you are... I can tell those command seals on your bodies are on the right people. If there's anything I can do to help, as you can see from my demure office, I don't particularly hold a lot of standing here in Clocktower, but I do get around a lot. I do have a lot of contacts. If there's anything I can help any of you with at any point in time, don't hesitate to contact me.
I don't suppose you're in any position to directly intervene with, what we're doing.
I do actually have quite a bit of freedom that I'm able to exercise when it comes to carrying out my jobs, and I have collected enough goodwill that I believe that many of the bureaucracy is willing to turn a blind eye, depending on the severity of the situation. Did you have anything particular in mind?
Well, from what Marvin just said, I take it you've been informed of what we're doing and who we're up against.
Yes. I was sent the list of names, in fact. But unfortunately, the best I can do is direct you to a appointment with the patriarch of the Kagamine family. The others seem to be quite out of my reach at the moment.
I don't suppose you would know if any of them have any direct conspirators here in the Clocktower.
Kind of like shakes her head, and her facial expression seems to like lock in a bit more. Like she kind of like entered like a business mode, and kind of like taps her finger. Highly unlikely. The family here are either not at all associated with Clocktower, as with the case of most of them. Some of these people seem to have sealing designates, and the Kagamine family have been trying to keep under wraps the fact that their heir has gone missing, but they don't know where he is, and neither does anyone else. I don't think that these people are the type who could even garner a simple favor from a Clocktower mage normally, though I suppose coercion and blackmail is not out of the question.
Well,
That being said, the fact that these people seem untraceable for the most part lowers that likelihood.
Funny you should mention that. Because just a couple of minutes ago, we ran into somebody who claims to have been spying on us. Now, part of me thinks that she may have said this just to fuck with us, but on the off chance that she was being legitimate about this, it means that maybe either someone within the association itself or one of the masters now has a little bit of information on us.
Kind of raises an eyebrow and says, well, there are spies all across the Clocktower. Usually they are delegated to general bureaucracy and don't particularly leave the Clocktower. It's not like that information would be particularly useful outside of it. If you came across a spy they're more likely associated with one of the lords. Do you know the name of this individual?
Kind of looks over at Marvin, at Katya, at Ivan, because they were the ones who met her.
Yeah.
They're kind of like almost as if having the expression of like, "Are you guys alright with us saying this?"
Marvin would just. Yeah, Marvin would just say the name was Yvette L. Lerman.
Ah, I know her. She's a spy for Lord Carmaglyph Meluastia de Luc, the Lord of
Fucking-
Archaeology.
Yeah, write that down.
She kind of like continues. She's relatively harmless. In fact, the entire Meluastia family is harmless. The Department of Archaeology, yes, tends to be quite money grubbing, but also tend to be more interested in finding interesting people and knowing interesting events. Yvette isn't a spy in the traditional sense. She just likes to snoop around and find things out about people she thinks are interesting and reports directly back to Carmaglyph.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was trying to find the name of old dude. Wotan.
Amlet
something.
Wotan the Second.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, does Carmaglyph the Luke have any association with Amulet Wotan II or any associates of them?
She's going to actually like roll a history check here, because of reasons. Let me get her sheet up.
Got the NPCs rolling again.
Yeah. Oh, that's the GM, but that's a 13.
Okay.
She kind of like thinks and says, "No, I don't think I'm quite familiar with that name. The Wotan family has been antiquated for quite some time. Even if this person is the second, and of several generations, their magecraft has been dying out as of late. They don't particularly hold any sort of influence, and even if they were working for Carmaglyph, I'm not entirely sure I would know them personally."
Seems like we may not have anything to worry about from them, and if that's the case. Still, though, this Carmaglyph, you association types always have very weird names. Says the man whose last name is Rosenblath. He will say, do you think this Carmaglyph may be a potential threat? I know you said that they're mostly just interested in finding interesting things. But you think we should be worrying about making a grab for the Grail or something?
I don't think so. There is a chance, of course, that he might. Carmaglyph himself is quite unpredictable and tends to do what he wants. But Carmaglyph is a lord of the Clocktower, and so is Marisbury Animosphere. The idea of him going all out in going against an existing lord's operations, that would cause a mage civil war, and we don't need another one of those. So perhaps secretly, maybe he might end up trying to do it incognito, but out in the open, no. And if so, you won't have to worry about a majority of their forces. Considering you all have servants, they won't be a problem if they arise.
I'll take your word.
By the
for
way,
it. Go ahead,
Leo and Jay,
Leon.
Hmm?
where did you guys meet this Amlet, Wotan?
We were taking a bit of a walk around. Now I know you're going to say, but I told you not to get out of the room. And to that I say, I needed to clear my head after that whole debacle at the inside the room. Not only that, but I guess it was a good choice that we did that, because that way we didn't have to deal with. And he looks over at Katya and Ivan and says, whatever the hell they both dealt with event. So when you really think about it, we made the most sound tactical decision.
Also, we were taking mental notes of facilities and also strategic points of interest and interesting individuals.
And while you met this guy, did you guys do anything in particular? Because I know you, Leo, you cannot handle these types of people.
We just had a talk, and he went about his day.
Yeah, you know how things go with this big family association types. They say something stupid, somebody says something to them that they didn't expect would answer back, and then they fold in on themselves and walk away. That's something like that happened.
You didn't use the McRemitz or the Marine name in this.
Oh no, we didn't.
We're kind of looking over at Jay here and says, Jay over here managed to pull a great story out of his ass. He managed. It's like he put the fear of God in this bloke.
Oh, please tell the story.
Long story short, may or may not have alluded that I was related to Voodoo. And Jay kind of coughs like Voodoo Queen of New Orleans.
Wait, you are?
Yeah.
To that guy, he thinks I am.
What is Bayset's reaction to this?
He seems to just kind of like chuckle, honestly. Like, she just like kind of like looks very kind of like interested in like, this story. She's enjoying this a lot, actually. Like, she's always been kind of like a bit carefree when it came to this sort of thing, but like, yeah, like you're very much like it says you might not want to pull that sort of trick willy-nilly. There are some people who actually do claim that lineage. Not here at Clocktower, but there may be some people who a bit more intimately different lineages, so you might have to be careful with that, but nevertheless, that was a fun way to stick it to them.
Trust.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
I was gonna say, I knew you'd understand. As an enforcer, you certainly can appreciate some subterfuge when needed.
Also, yeah, I kind of I know of some members of that family where you don't really go bugging them because voodoo bokers don't go messing with them or putting hexes on you and some nonsense. So if we ever go to New Orleans or Baton Rouge or Lafayette, I'm not shouting that name for good reason unless I want to curse on my family or something.
Well, as much as it has been very fun meeting all of you, and I do hope that we get to converse more later. I should be letting you all go. While I could get you a meeting with Zenbei Kagamine, the patriarch of the family, I could also direct you to where you would find him right now.
That
Oh.
would be
Please.
terrible.
Yeah,
Uh,
please. But
Bazette kind of, chuckles and says, I was, suspecting that Marvin over here was going to that place, already. But it's good that, his detour will net you some gains. And Marvin, you know exactly what she's talking about. The fucking, just like, fisticuffs arena.
Moses, before we go, I need to talk to you and one thing in private.
Of course. If you all would please.
Alright.
Final question, if I may. You're the only person here who has participated in a previous Holy Grail war. Any words of advice? Surely there's something you must know that can help us out.
She kind of gives you a grave look. Like she seems to be like in a bit of honestly her facial expression sort of mirrors Saber's in that dark thoughtfulness and says, in all honesty, my advice would be don't build attachments as much as possible. Even if you don't expect it. Even if they don't expect it. Even if they're unwilling. Allies can be made to betray you. People's hearts have to look after themselves. In the end, we're all ruthless. So it's best to just accept that and go into a fight expecting that.
And now we're back to being awkward.
Right.
Oh no.
Thank you.
God dang it!
On a slightly more light-hearted question, still regarding the Holy Grail War, though, are rules always supposed to be this stupid?
Oh, well, the last Holy Grail War I was part of had 14 servants instead of 7, and then it became everyone versus 1 person and 3 servants. So the answer is yes, they're supposed to not matter.
Well, shit. Go ahead.
Ivan just sort of steps out from the back. Literally, he's just being fucking quiet in the back. Just you said you had a little bit of information about the various masters, though you didn't have much. Could you give any information would be helpful at the moment? Do you know anything about He just pauses for a moment. Shemeka Alice Alkavaji?
Hey, you said it right.
Hey, I've been practicing.
Yeah, but that kind of gives you a apologetic bow and says, apologies, but that one is a name that I cannot procure any information on.
I see. Though I can at least just give a warning to the enforcers. If any of them encounter her, you might want to advise that they retreat. For good reason. There's a reason why the church is after her.
I will keep that in mind.
Hmm.
And before I let you all go, kind of looking at you, Katya, I would like to add one correction to your statement. I'm not the only veteran of the Holy Grail War in this tower. You might not be able to get a hold of him now. He's currently out doing work, but if you ever come across a Lord Elmalloy II, speak to him as well. He is going to be able to offer a very different perspective.
Right. I'll remember that.
Oh,
Start
jag
typing.
Pinoy, Nise.
The name, Jericho?
Huh? I'll type it
Could you
out.
type the name?
Lord
Yeah.
Elmanoliad II.
Listen, I'm not good at names.
It's Waver.
Well, we don't
Well,
know
yeah.
that yet. But go ahead.
Out of character.
You won't even know that in person because he doesn't go by that name.
Yeah.
That's my
Mhm.
dead name.
Oh no,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Leon
So-
will. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like assuming everyone is shuffling out now. But if you wanted to say something else,
Leon will just kind of nod along and say to Beset. I was about to say Bastet, like the fucking Egyptian
Yeah.
goddess.
Yo,
to-
that didn't cross my mind at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Looks to Beset and say, oh, and on the point of not growing attachments, well, I think on that we're going to have to disagree. I think what separates us from General Magi is that we're. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but at the very least for me, I'm not afraid to, well, think with my emotions, so to speak. Or maybe I should start
And-
learning from that, I think.
and I agree with that. It is easier to shut off your emotions than to live with them and letting them fuel you. And if that's the path you choose to walk, I wish you the best of luck.
He kind of just shrugs and just does like a knowing, I guess, nod to Beset, and before he kind of begins to shuffle out of the room with everybody else.
Yeah. And as everyone shuffles out, Marvin, what did you want to talk to Lizette about?
Well, the first thing, as he would say, whisper to Beset, he gets close, is like, I have a little concern.
I see.
Saber seems to be changing.
Changing?
She had different colored eyes before. Although the suit, as far as I know, hasn't changed yet. I have not seen her in a new suit yet. I might be fearing that she goes back to the Saber she was in your war.
Bazette kind of, takes actually like a sip of their tea and says, like, after they put it down, kind of looks thoughtfully at like their bad arm and says, I don't blame Saber or her master for what happened to me, right?
I know you don't, but you weren't the same afterwards. You know this. Took a while.
Kind of like, stay silent for a bit and then just nods. That much is true. But I cannot presume that that saber was operating off of evil intent. I cannot presume that her master was evil. I never really came face to face with either of them until that fateful night. She did this to me, yes, but even if somehow she does regain her memories, I like to believe that with a new master, with new allies, with a new goal, the fact that she was able to resist and overcome my Fragara just means that you have a stronger ally on your team. But if that doesn't end up being the case, you have a lot of strong allies on your side.
I just, as a tear will fall down his cheek, don't want to see anyone I care about hurt again.
She
Not like
puts
that.
She puts a hand up to your cheek and wipes the tear away, and then kind of brings your head towards her chest and just hugs you for a bit, quite
Yes,
tightly.
6 feet.
Yeah, pulls you all the way down. Yeah, and just kind of, yeah. As she holds you tight, she says, "I didn't get to hug you earlier because of the person. So this is to make up for it."
Thank you. Well,
It'll be alright. You can make it through this, and all of your allies, all of them are strong. I can tell. When you're an enforcer as long as I am, you get an eye for this sort of thing. Just like when I found you.
I know they are. But I will make your wish come true. No matter what. You will see him again.
She kind of exhales, still hugging you, and just says, I've told you that's not my wish. I've told you that now my wish is that you just find your own.
I know, but
I know. You should go. You know the pits better than anyone else.
yeah. And one more thing. What the signs are now, I don't know if they will changing. I might get a second servant down the line. If so, I will keep you informed. Any tips on how to control 2?
In truth, that's another breaking of the rule that your Leon was talking about. That's not quite precedented, but honestly, the best way to do it is to have someone else help you handle the mana expenditure. If that comes to pass, I can help. I won't put myself in any danger, but I can be a link, a mana conduit for this second servant.
As long as you promise to stay out of danger this time.
Of course. I promise.
Oh, and I totally forgot. Did you get anything back on those two faces? Did they have a bounty?
Oh, yes. It seems that one of them has a minor one. Kind of takes out like a folder and like slides you their file. Looks like it was mainly just mystic code trafficking. Nothing too major. They haven't hurt anyone. They were just distributing some small tools, small magecraft tools, and passing them off as just inventions. Really more like a scam than anything, but...
Then I will claim this one later on.
Very well.
See you.
And you head off.
When Marvin steps outside, he will look at Katya and Saber. And he says, before we go any further, there's something I have to say.
Yeah?
As he takes a deep bow, he says, I'm sorry for how I acted towards the two of you. I can get a bit crazy when it comes to people I care about. I'm deeply sorry.
Right. I have a quick glance at Saber, then I look back at Marjin, and I accept your apology.
Saber kind of nods and says, upon meeting who my previous incarnation affected, I can tell why you're so defensive of her. Your apology is unneeded and understandable, but duly accepted.
Thank you. Then let's continue to find the Mr.
Agamine. No one can remember his name.
Listen, I'm bad at names no matter who, alright? Shut up. I have it written down, I was just looking to my notes.
I mean, yeah. So... I'm going to take you all to...
the underworld.
The underworld. As you kind of like walk out,
Oh shit.
the atmosphere has completely changed. You all see these prim and proper mages kind of just like cheering, and like, you know, like kind of like someone like you know, like whistling. You guys are coming from here, the double doors up there. As you hear, and the winner of this round, give it up for Zenbei Kagamine, Patriarch and 7th generation of the Kagamine family! As you see like a very much beaten up, like, you know, bruised, black-eyed, like, mage who's kind of like helped away by other people. As you see like this kind of like very like muscular man, kind of still wearing like a suit and like a vest, but like holding up like one of his fists solemnly, that's like stained with like blood. As everyone kind of cheers, he seems to have like a somber expression on his face, like he's just kind of doing business basically. As you kind of hear,
Marvin. Oh yeah, go ahead.
who will be the next challenger to try to take down our champion?
Marvin looks at the party. He's like,
Marvin.
alright, listen. I know I've been wounded still from the battle we've just been through, but I can do this.
You know, I could also give it a shot. Can't promise I can win, but I can certainly make a show.
I've had boxing training before.
Alright, seeing that we're planning to fight him, me! I
Okay.
The frick you mean you? No.
Marvin
I'm not gonna
already
lie.
knows.
You yelling me, I'm imagining you like sliding down the fucking railing. Like,
Yes, he is. Let's
oh,
do
looks
this.
like we have one of the enforcers taking a long deserved break out of his usual mage hunting jobs. It's one of the McRemitzes.
So, Jericho, out of character, would this be with, without weapons?
This is like basically a mage duel. It's just also
Spells.
fist.
So spells and fists.
Yeah, spells and fists. No like guns or anything.
There.
Or-
So Marvin puts aside his weapons to a safe space. He's like, alright, I have to warn you, I just came from a battle. Might still be a bit bruised, but I'm sure we can have a fun fight.
As he seems to just kind of like stare you down and asks, "What are you doing here, Enforcer? Shouldn't you be doing your job?"
I need to have a talk to you, actually, for one of my jobs. This, as he points around, is just a fun bonus.
Very well.
Talk
As,
during or talk after?
I guess talk during. I suppose I have a score to settle with your type as well.
Oh, sounds ominous. As he smiles the biggest smile.
What's it called? You can roll initiative. Leon, you kind of like ask like a random magi, like they kind of like ask like, what are you talking about? Obviously Kakamine, he's the champ. And another person, like a woman this time, just kind of asks like, are you sure that's some McRemitz? You do realize what the Froggerok can do, right? That's fine. You're not gonna pull that sort of thing out. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's not how Froggerok works.
What's it called? Leon kind of seems to gauge like the general crowd reaction, and noticing that it's kind of split, he looks over to his allies. I guess to Katya and Ivan, who are close to one, and would say, well, you guys are more familiar with disassociation types. You think Marvin has a chance?
I proceed to shrug. This is like my first or second time here.
Ivan is literally just a pool of blood right between the two of them.
That answers my question. He looks over, and Leon is going to actually activate his mystical vision. What's it called? To I fucking send that to GM. But yeah, he's going to activate mystical vision to have detect magic up during the fight.
Yeah.
What's it called? Does it seem like Kagamine has like any form of magecraft already active from before the fight starts?
He does seem to have evocation magecraft on his gloves specifically. He does also. You kind of like see like a strange field of silver around him. This is not a color that you're used to seeing. In fact, roll me an Arcana check.
I will certainly try. What's that? 19.
Oh, okay. So, you still don't exactly know what, like, this silver lining is, but you can tell that it seems a bit like patchwork. This is probably at the very least indicating that he's using, like, a family art, or at least an art that was unique and taught to him, that isn't, like, generally accessible as an actual spell.
Okay, so it's more like the Kagamine magecraft, like unique Kagamine magecraft, basically. Is that what, what I'm getting? Okay.
Time for Leon to start getting stealing.
He's just kind of paying attention to how this works, because obviously his own type of magecraft is like very simplistic. So he's kind of curious to see how this goes. I will note though, if it looks like because I don't know if he can gauge like what they're talking about, because it's like pretty loud. Maybe just like have a crowd, they're staring off against each other, they're decent distance away. If he notices that Kagamine is looking at Marvin like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you, bro. What's it called? Then he will kind of just be on the ready to potentially, if he notices that he's going for like a, maybe not a kill shot, but like a long-lasting damaging thing, Leon might be on the ready for with a phantom hook shot to pull Marvin out of the range, maybe. Also, he's not like visibly, like summoning the thing just yet, but he will kind of make note of that just in case.
Shields are allowed, by the way.
Yes.
Alright. That helps my AC a little bit.
Okay, so 8, 9... So, your turn.
Gotcha, getting small PTSD. Action,
What
Mir.
is I hope Kagamine wins this one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As you cast mirror image, Leon, you find out what that magecraft is. Marvin, you feel your mirror image start to kind of like splinter as Zenbei casts counterspell.
Can I cast counterspell?
You can cast counterspell back, yeah.
I will counterspell his counterspell.
Okay. So yeah, you as your mirror image does go off. However, as part of his reaction, first of all, yeah, so you see as part of his reaction, as 3 duplicates of you appear, so do 3 duplicates of him appear.
Ah!
Ninja!
Nice! You won't really see this because Marvin is fully clothed, but you would notice some runes on his arms and legs start to light up as these lights become versions of himself.
Yeah, and if you're people who are particularly paying attention, Leon definitely, and I would imagine Marvin as well, would notice that those same rune markings appear on Zenbei. It's not that he's using rune magecraft, because you actually see that the runes, like the actual symbols that show up, are inverted.
Ah, nice.
The Mirror Master.
Bonus action, rage.
All right.
And
So,
that's it. Pass turn.
yeah. Zenbei. All right. McRemitz are usually good at defending. Well, that's fine. He, just kind of front steps towards you, and is going to make 3 attacks. 14, 17, and 26.
God damn, 17 is my AC.
Okay, roll the d20 for the mirror image.
D6s. So for the first one, it's 3d6, which means 1 mirror image.
Why 3d6?
The new version you allowed me.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot that you did that. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 mirror image gets hit.
Yep. Yeah, I'm allowing him to use 2024 mirror image. You didn't update your spell description though, so you should.
I did.
Did you?
I typed it out.
A duplicate.
I typed the whole thing.
Okay. Well, it says no. It still says roll a d20 to determine whether. Oh, never mind. No. That's my one. That's my one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely fine. That's fine.
What to say?
Yeah,
I took a while typing this shit because I'm not good at reading.
Yeah, that's fine.
If
right.
my computer want to load for the second one, and that's another mirror image gone.
Okay, yeah. So you see him specifically actually going for the mirror images, just kind of two kind of lightning fast punches. The first one just completely missing, and he's going to stand right there, ending his turn.
Let's do this. He is a mage, right?
Yes, he is.
Gotta ask to be sure. Always ask. But
Yeah.
then I have advantage. For the 1-2! Let's go!
Ooh. Okay, let me see what his AC is. Ooh, both hit.
Yeah. So, first roll 3d6.
Yep.
If any of them is 3 or higher, it hits an image instead. So that's 1
Yep.
mirror image go. And then roll 2d6, and that's another 1 go.
Alright,
So
yeah.
Marvin basically does the exact same. He focuses on the mirror images specifically.
Yeah, you think you're pretty funny. Mirroring the Mirror Master.
Oh, bitch, I'm hilarious. But your son is in a bit of trouble.
What did you say?
That's what I came to talk about.
So you are doing your job, just not well.
I just doing it great at the moment. You know what she's been up to? Or did you lose contact after he fled?
Is that your turn?
Yes, that's
Because he's
my
throwing some
turn.
punches at you.
Yeah.
However, you see that he, you're about to block, but instead you see him just kind of like jump up, slam his fist down. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Can't save. I believe I have something that has advantage on this. Right, let me check
Hitting him with the
real
ground
quick. Is it a spell?
It is a spell.
Then I have advantage on saving throws.
Okay.
Let me find the thing that gives me the resistance.
Yeah.
There you go. 20.
Okay, so you take half as he casts Shatter at 4th level.
Actually, I take only 5 damage.
Yeah.
And he takes 3 because of it.
Yeah. Kind of saying, Don't you dare try to disgrace me in front of these people.
Nice little punch. I thought you would have been stronger.
It's your job to be tracking him down. That's what we paid the enforcers to do, and you haven't done anything.
Oh, I know a lot. It's not my thing to track him down. As bum and bum. Roll
Both hit.
1d6.
Yep. Okay.
So
And
that's
that last
his
one just
first-
hits him.
Yes. Oh shit, I apparently had the +1 on and I now realize that's only for the gun. So it's a 19 instead.
That's fine. All of those hits that would have hit him before anyway.
Alright. So 6 damage.
6 damage. Yeah, so just kind of as
I wasn't the one that got hired for the searching of your son. I'm just the one who hired to clean up his mess.
Then what the hell are you here for? He's going to go for 3 more punches at you. Oh.
Nah.
Jesus.
Oh, I clicked 4. It's only 3.
The first
Oh,
one
that goes
was
through.
hit with full crit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Make a
So
strength saving throw. You have advantage, obviously.
yes, but 22 means 11. And 11 for me, and still 3 for him. That's
3 for him?
Yeah, 11 is actually the most nasty one, because 11 is maximum damage without him taking more damage.
Yeah.
52. And the con save. That succeeds.
Right. Roll another d6 for the second attack.
That goes through as well.
Yep. So that is 15 for. Oh, phew.
Is 7.
Yeah.
7 is 45. And another con save that succeeds.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, that's
strength,
fine.
I mean. Still would have succeeded.
15 Yeah, 15 doesn't hit.
Same
right?
modifier. 15 doesn't hit. Shield.
Yeah, so he just kind of like you see him like when you said like cleaning up his mess, Zenbei like actually gets really fucking mad and like you see like the rage boost. He kind of like actively goes for your jaw, making you like spit out blood as he goes for the punch, like, you know, in the belly, and then you manage to just block his third strike.
Yeah. Listen, man, I meant nothing by it. It's just he started another guild war.
What did you say? You better not be bullshitting me.
You really think I would lie?
The first one hits.
For 6
Alright.
damage. I don't lie about these things. I'm trying to inform you, cause you are the closest person to him at the moment.
If you say he's part of the Grail War, where is he then?
By the way, let me look at something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I had battle maneuvers. And when you make a weapon attack roll against creature, you can one extra die to add to the roll. Could I do this?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you'll just hit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Stacy's not actually that high.
Apparently. So that's another 6 because it's it's fists. It's 1 plus strength plus rage damage, so it's always 6
Yeah.
with my fist.
Yeah. Kind of, meanwhile, like, as you say that, Katya, like, you know, Saber, like, behind you, just kind of, like, asks, like, well, actually, no, Saber, like, actually says, like, sometimes some people can only understand through their fist. This person looks like that's the language he speaks.
That's unfortunate.
By
Oh,
the way,
that's-
like,
Of my knights.
Ivan's like really clinging on. The crowd's like getting more rowdy, and he's just like, nope, 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 nope.
But yeah, so
It's
yeah,
his
So
turn.
yeah, it is his turn. So kind of like, yeah,
As-
just kind of like,
Marvin would say like, I'm even trying to get him home safe from it.
then what the hell are you doing here?
Getting
Ooh.
information, dumb fuck.
When the second one misses,
Mm-hmm.
I will use Riposte
Ooh, okay.
to make a melee attack. Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
22,
Yeah, that hits.
which is adding the battle maneuver to the damage. So 1d6 plus the normal damage is 6, so 11 damage. And
Okay.
I take 7, and he will take 3 from his attack.
Okay. And I'll hit you with the third attack. 21.
That's 10 damage. Damn, I'm at 28.
Yeah. This is really fucking like everyone can
Getting
like, say,
low.
like you hear the announcer go, oh, "This is a close match, everyone." Of course, nothing less could be expected from an enforcer, but Zenbei is looking actually wounded.
Is he looking pretty damaged as well?
He's looking about as damaged as you are.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna tell you
Awesome.
right now, you're at equal hit points.
Oh shit.
Great!
This is actually a fucking slugfest. And then
Yeah.
you've got the crowd cheering. You've got Katya and Leon casually talking, and like fucking Ivan like clings to Leon's leg pathetically.
I need to know more on him in order to move in. You know how it is. Anything you have could be useful to get him back safely.
That idiot, my idiot son just left. He just fled. With all the trade secrets, too. I can't tell you where he is. I don't know where he is. He's actively running away from us.
Would one of these names sound familiar? Manhattan, Lapu Lapu of Siberia.
He kind of like seems to like start thinking about it. But it is your turn.
Let's smack some. Let's smack
Oh,
some.
actually, roll me this 2 strength saving throws.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's chill.
A 1 and a 2.
Both hit.
For both 6 damage, so 12 in total.
Yeah, he kind of steps back, and you see, like, at the mention of, like, one of those names, that seems to have given him even more of, like, a rage, as he kind of, like, you know,
Which one?
cracks, you can't really tell, he cracks his neck and says, "You know, the Kagamine line magecraft would be useless if all we could do is copy. We also learn," as he's gonna cast Mirror Image again.
Yeah, I forgot I had the whole time one up, but hey, that's what happened.
And as a bonus action, she's going to hit you.
That does hit.
Oh, that's pitiful damage.
And I take 4, and of course he takes 3.
Yep. Don't remind me of that! Yes.
Could I make an insight check to see what might
Yeah,
have
go
triggered?
ahead.
24.
Manhattan.
God damn.
Very much Manhattan. And this seems to be rage that's being pulled from, like, I guess, like, embarrassment? Like, this is a shame that he's trying to hide.
Alright. And he would hear Marvin say, "God, if only I wasn't in a battle before, or have my weapons." And then let me see something. Nah, that's not gonna help. So another 1, 2.
Both hit?
3d6. God, I forgot my 1d6 as well. Why do I remember yours but not mine? That's 1 hero error image. That's second mirror image. So
Yep.
2 mirror images. As Marvin again goes purely for the mirror image, he seems like, Marvin would say, "I have all I need. You want to go down or stay up? I don't care."
As on his turn, I don't think you're the one who's going to win this. As, please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no.
By the way, did he
yeah?
hit me with any spells?
Not
do his
yet.
fist
Shadow.
count as spells?
Yes. Well, no, his fists don't count as spells, no.
Shadow, yeah. Alright. Alright, yeah. What does he do?
As you kind of, like, see, he kind of, like, fires his fist, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at your face, as he punches kind of, like, in a spiral motion, as he casts Hypnotic Pattern on you.
What? Do you have a counter spell left over?
I am enraged. Unless I can drop the rage and then still counter spell.
You would not be able to, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
that's a bonus action.
Let me read up what it does real quick.
Makes you charmed, and while you're charmed, you are incapacitated and a speed of 0.
Charmed means that I cannot attack him. And incapacitated means no actions or reactions.
The thing about this is, if he gets this off, that means that he wins.
Why?
Because it's a concentration spell, he can just take you out.
No, because when you hit a charmed creature, doesn't that stop the charm?
Well, yes, but the way hypnotic pattern works is you don't get another save. You're just like that for the next minute.
You bitch.
Oh, yeah, no,
can just,
by
like,
the way,
uh,
so Charm doesn't actually let you remake saves if you hit them. That's a specific feature in like a lot of Charm spells, but the Charm condition itself doesn't let you shake out of it.
Alright.
Well, rip Marvin.
Yeah.
So he can either just...
I mean, the
Prove it down,
rage
but yeah.
doesn't drop, right?
It does, you're incapacitated.
Yes,
If you're
incapacitated,
incapacitated,
and
yeah.
also you wouldn't attack, so you wouldn't be able to sustain the rage.
Wait.
Or bonus action.
Let me... read real quick. It doesn't.
Well, even if incapacitated doesn't drop the rage, because this
If
lasts
I take
a minute.
damage.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if he's going to attack you. He can just let 12 seconds go by without
That's
touching
right.
you and have you drop rage. But yeah.
No, he will actually attack you. I will say that, but I think that we've seen that his fists are going to definitely be enough.
So he knocks me out.
Yeah, like you all kind of like see him kind of like throw his fists in a flurry, and then suddenly Marvin is just like dazed, like in fucking Mortal Kombat. As you then see him punch his jaw again and again and again and again and again, knocking out like teeth as he's just like spitting out blood.
Leon will take that as the cue to Phantom Grapnel, fucking Marvin away. I'm guessing because he would be unconscious at some point, the strength save may auto-fail maybe.
Yeah, this is willing basically.
So you guys just see as from the biker glove / gauntlet, the sort of like hook shot appears and grabs Marvin by the back of his shirt, outfit, whatever it may be, and just pulls him back like 15 feet, and he says, "Alright, I think that's enough."
He grabs his door.
Ivan sort of detaches himself from Leon's leg, leaving it perfectly sparkling clean, by the way, because literally all that blood is him. And just sort of re-manifests, re-solidifies, just goes, alright, that was definitely stressful. Still is. There's a crowd.
Dropped. I'll say that you're not going to. You're not unconscious per se, but you are fading in and out.
Yeah.
As he lets you go, and as all of you like manage to like back away, you just kind of hear like the crowd cheering and like the announcer going, "And another win for Zenbei Kaga."
I also presume you guys grabbed my weapons.
Bart said Jay grabbed them, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it then since you ain't listen.
As
Go ahead.
I'm going to assume that all of you take him to the infirmary.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Caster.
Well,
We do have
well,
caster,
but we probably don't want him casting this in public.
I mean, that's why, honestly, wouldn't McRemitz thing room be safer? Seeing that Caster can heal up Marvin and they don't need to lay in the infirmary for like a day?
Well, we didn't think of that, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's the thing.
Fucking,
You just got knocked the funk out in
yeah,
a
what's it called?
boxing
Before
match.
taking him out of the arena, Leon will turn to the guy who just beat the shit out of Marvin and will say, "Alright, feeling like a strong man now? You had enough."
Kind of looks like just kind of glares at you, but doesn't really like say anything else. As you kind of, as people like wheel Marvin out, basically.
Yeah,
Still, though, you have to admit, Marvin did get
Hold on,
closer
Nathan,
than
hold on,
probably
Nathan.
everybody
Hold
else.
on. Hold on, Nathan.
Katya was gonna
Sorry.
say something.
I look at Zembe like, okay, I should approach him, like do Mr. Animosphere, do all of that, and then I kind of just like look at his facial expression, like, right, no. Not
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
That's
his
weird.
his hands just more bloodstained now.
Yeah.
Still gotta say though, Marvin did get pretty fucking close.
Yeah. what's it
Listen,
called?
if this was a fair fight, I would have won. With
Oh,
my
yeah,
gun
100%,
and
yeah.
everything. Easy
Yeah.
win.
But wouldn't that guy have other weapons
Even-
as well?
Even
And-
if this was a fair fight, presuming I had a long rest and such, I could have dropped rage, what my original plan was, and cast shield and counter spells. But I normally would do that and then reactivate rage again after a bit.
What's it called?
Yeah.
you know,
But yeah,
yeah, like Leon after saying, alright, I feel like a strong man now. Is that enough? He just kind of gestures forward. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's take Marvin to the
Yeah.
infirmary or something. He will kind of through. I guess if Saber is the only one like physical at the moment, what's it called?
Saber and Cleo.
Saber and Cleos are the only ones physical at the moment. He will turn to the both of them and, first of all, he'll tell to Cleos, hey, you help us carry Marvin because you're stronger. What's it called? And would say to Saber, keep an eye out on that guy. Just make sure he doesn't like follow us to finish the job. Question mark.
Saber kind of like nods, and while like once you get to like the infirmary, Caster will kind of materialize and say, like, actually we'll just kind of like perform some like medicine checks basically, and we'll just say, all right, he's dazed, he suffered multiple concussions, but there's nothing serious. I don't really need to heal him. He'll fix up on his own. He just needs a bit of time. And water.
give him 8 hours or so.
Yeah.
If I was a lesser man, I would say, well, you got that coming when he wakes up, but I won't. Because it seemed like he was getting some info out of the man during the fight. I only wish we could have heard what that was beyond the
I
crowd
was
shouting.
close a bit
We're
to
gonna-
Jay here.
Heard it, because he was much closer.
Yeah, but Jay wouldn't get the info of the inside checks. He's still not knowing which of the three
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, as soon as he mentioned the 3 cities, man's went sicko mode.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get much from, being in the nosebleed seats, other than a tooth.
Does Jay actually pull out one of fucking Marvin's teeth or some shit like that? From his
Yeah.
pocket?
That's his
Should we
trophy
put
now.
that back in?
Yeah, Caster,
Yes,
could you
I do.
please at least make my teeth look good again? Like,
Oh
come on.
no, we making sure you got a gap in his teeth now, mofo.
Cassie looks like actually, Marine. Roll me a d4.
How many tooth got knocked out?
Yeah. Oh no!
Oh, okay. So at the very least, it's not cosmetically bad, But that's a premolar.
Oh
Mm.
no!
Yeah, like Caster kind of like takes the tooth and he's like, I don't think there's much my magecraft can do here.
Would healing magic help? Holy magic?
Well,
Is
If-
that even allowed here?
if you got any sort of regeneration magecraft, sure.
Alright, give me 10 minutes and I'll see what I can do.
Nah, it adds character. Also, it lets them know Mans was a dumbass trying to fight him.
Hey, look.
It's fine. A tooth back in.
When you got
and,
close.
Use magic on it and it'll stay in, hopefully.
Look, I respect meeting somebody in their own turf to try and get a point across. Which I imagine that's what Marvin was trying to do. Still though, that Senbei person, it seemed like he was going through some stuff.
Oh yeah, when Marvin mentioned Lapu Lapu, Manhattan, and Siberia, he just went sicko mode on him and then did the 6 fingers of knockouts.
Yeah,
Well-
like while he was punching him, he definitely just went, "You dare to defy me, to make me feel shame!"
What's it called? Leon will just kind of look over at the still knocked out Marvin and will
He's not
say,
even like particularly like he's as I said, like he's fading in and out. So like Marvin, you're hearing like every like third word.
Yeah.
While Caster's like shining a light in your eye, like, "Hey buddy, just stay with me, okay?"
You know what? If he's just dazed and not like unconscious, Jay's gonna go to the sink.
Oh,
You'll
but
get him.
before that, Leon was saying something.
Oh, go ahead.
oh damn, was I? What's it called?
Yeah.
I guess Leon is just gonna turn to everybody and say, well, I suppose we'll ask whatever information he has when he wakes up. In the meantime, at least some of us need to stay here to make sure that nobody tries something. Because I'm not saying, I would, but if I was one of our enemies, like one of our enemy masters, I would take this chance to finish the job and take him out of the competition. So I would suggest a number of us stay here at the very least.
Ivan like gives a thumbs up, melts into a puddle, and gets under the bed.
Maybe not like that.
Yeah, Caster just kind of says, "Listen, I'll keep watch. Looks like Jay's gone to get him some water. Everyone, listen, just take a load off, all right? I'll do this sort of thing. Kind of like looks at Katya. You and Saber go on like your date or something? I don't know.
As he says that, I stop, my holy ritual. I'm just like, huh?
And if we can gather some information, that'll be good. If just everyone take a load off, it'll be all right.
Don't say
staying
that, Caster.
Hey, listen. Cleos is staying with me too. We're 2 servants. What's the worst that could happen?
Just no. You said that last time, and we had to face Little Miss Tin Woman and her 2 samurai guys.
All right,
So
Jay.
no.
Oh yeah, you want more of a guarantee that this place is secure? Ryder, you stay here as well.
Ryder just kind of like just like up here is just, "What? You would have me stay here in this infirmary watching over a wounded soldier?
Jeez.
That is
And
not exactly the thing a king does,
Well, let me put it this way, Ryder. Wouldn't a king, care a lot about his subjects? to the point where if he realizes a core participant of his kingdom is currently on the, shall we say, less than favorable position, you would know that it's important for this individual to be, well, kept safe.
Normally I would station guards, but I suppose in this scenario I play the guard. Very well! Know this, Marvin McRemitz. You are about to get the premium care from a pharaoh. Rejoice, for your rest will be serene and peaceful.
Careful voice, please.
Try not to, yell too loudly. We don't know what type of a brain damage Murray may have received from that beatdown.
Can Nobunaga Marines like hear this?
You all kind of like hear like heel clacking, and at first you have PTSD because you think it might be a vet. But you see kind of ruler step like around and says, I do hope you didn't forget about me. I too am here, nursing my master back to health.
How is she holding up, by the way?
Stable. She woke up for a bit. We had a bit of an interaction, but she laid back down to rest. She will be alright. She just needed some extra mana. Now she's on the road to recovery.
Well, that's good to hear. When she wakes up, tell her we've been doing our due diligence around here. Some in a different way than others. He looks over at Marvin. Once we are done with our business, we'll be able to head out as well. But, of course...
Speaking of which,
go ahead.
There will be one thing that we discuss later on. But that will be with the entire group. It is nothing too dire, but it is something that my master and I agree on.
So out of character, this is like midday-ish, right? Or afternoon?
Let's say like 3 p.m.
Ivan would just like sort of look around and say, how long do we plan on, how long do we plan on sticking around? Because if we have to stay overnight, I wouldn't mind booking up some hotel rooms somewhere nearby.
We're staying as long as it takes for both Marvin and Olga to recover, I imagine. It shouldn't
so
be...
should I book a hotel room?
I would say so. I personally have no intention of staying the night here at the Clocktower.
Ivan's just like, how should I handle this? Like, doubles, or should I, like,
whatever...
Like, he, like, pulls out his phone.
Just whatever is the most low-key thing you can get us. What were you gonna say, Bart?
Like, Ivan immediately, immediately, deletes his search of, like, what's, like, a fancy-ass hotel in London?
The fucking Ritz?
Yeah, he deletes his search for the Ritz.
Jay kind of looks over at, after he kind of puts the compress on Marvin, who's like, you'll kill me if you hit me. You'll live, killer. You'll live.
No, for sure. Unless you have a -1 in strength, you will kill me.
Strength.
Alright.
Like, I'm not using... Like, here's the thing. I'm not using my unarmed fighting, which can kill you. It's more like the smack you upside the forehead, smack you upside the face with the cloth, and then puts it on your forehead. Like, quit being a dumbass, but get better. Also,
but yeah.
Uh, let's
yeah.
find something not too expensive and a little bit away from Clocktower, like 45 minutes away.
Ivan like immediately crosses off like 3 different hotels.
What Premier Inn it is.
3 stars.
Yeah, Premier Inn it is.
Yep.
But yeah, so you all kind of, get ready to book a hotel, get ready to, go out and, use the rest of the day while waiting for Marvin to recover.
Wait.
Marvin want me to heal his tooth back into place? Or
Yes!
is he...
Please!
Okay.
Jay
Um,
didn't give you the tooth. He's got it in his pocket still. He put it back. So
But yeah, like as you're all ready to do that, unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to end the session for today.
What's cool? Just to clarify something, as much as Leon wants to make sure that both Olga and Marvin are, doing well, he feels in enemy territory while in the Clocktower, so he doesn't like, he still has to look up for number 1. So, hope you don't take that as anything personal, alright?
No, just let me alone in a tower where the dude that
You have
knocked me out can...
4 motherfucking servants looking out for you.
That's also not a smart move, because that means all of you are protected by 1 servant.
Well, yeah, but
2.
then
Two.
the enemy
We
has to
have
decide.
Arch.
The enemy has to decide: do they go after the person at death's door surrounded by 4 servants, or do they go after the other people who are full on resources protected by 2 servants? So
2 servants is less worse than 3 people.
As a goal, so
Yeah.
Go
So, yeah, gonna do the outro. Unfortunately, we didn't get Saber date this session, and I'm sorry we didn't get to it. But it will happen next week, Katya. You'll get your date with your wife.
Yeah. It's a call. Looking forward to
Viewers, she is red.
Yeah, you could
Kill you.
you could hear the redness in the shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, Vorty, you do the outro this time.
Okay. Well, for those of you who are following along, especially for faithful viewers, please continue watching along. Every view, every like, every subscription makes us feel better about ourselves and makes us feel happy about sharing the games that we love playing with other people who enjoy watching them. And with that out of the way, that'll be it for this session of Fate Eternal Wait. See y'all later.
Bye bye.
Later.